Are we live? We're live. Do I have anybody here? It's the next question, I guess. Hello, hello, hello. How goes? It's been a while. Hey, look, a cat right there. Sounds magic. I've returned, but it's kind of late. So, hey, what's up, buddy, bro? Sorry, wrong password on my phone. Hey, what's up, Luke Skywrunner? How is everybody? I've been bored and non-committal. Haven't been streaming. I added decoration to the bottom. Look at my little characters. Aren't they adorable? You guys have friends now in the chat. Oh, should I turn monetization on? I should turn monetization on, but if I it's fine. It's fine. The world is crazy right now, so much bad news. That's true. That's very true. Um I just realized I'm missing a dock here. Why am I missing an entire dock? Hang on a second. It's live control panel. Thank you. I've been missing that. Thought something about my OBS didn't look right. Software streaming connected. Yes, yes it is. Alright, let's turn on monetization for this one and see how long we can make that last. I don't know. I don't really have specific plans for this. I might show you guys a game that I have been playing. It's just a cute little side scroller, to be quite honest. What's up, Pickles? No, Pickles, you're not allowed to be here, remember? You're in my toxic circle and you need to get away from it because it's not healthy. Remember? Remember, you just copy what I say. Remember? What's up, Justin? Sorry if you guys know, you know. If you don't, well, apparently if you're seen in one of my streams once, then size sycophants believe that all you do is parrot what I say, because that's how anything works. Warning, the stream, what? Why do you always give me warning symbols? Probably just dropped frame rates. I don't care. It doesn't say I'm dropping frames, though. Literally 0% of my frames are dropped. Bitrate. Oh, fuck. Whatever. Eat my ass, bitrate. Should play Deltarune. I haven't even, like, actually played the entirety of, Undertale. I have it. I started it, but I've never actually, like, played it. If Pickles is going, I'm going to, 100%. I mean, fair. But I feel like if I played Deltarune, it would be kind of wasted on me because I don't really know much about the lore. I know like tangential pieces of the lore. Yeah, actually, yeah, I haven't been on. I think I streamed once since I got back from the wedding. Excuse me. That's something I could do. Ooh, I forgot about that. Um, you don't need to beat Undertale to understand Deltarune. Okay, well, that's good to know. I can always gush about the wedding because I have yet to do that. I was going to like the next day and then I just didn't. Um, so Hello Kitty Vomit. I fucking love that name. That's great. Hello. Hello, hello everybody. I am back. I didn't really go anywhere. I've been here, just camera's been off. So end of May, I went to my little sister's wedding. I'm doing all right. Just been like, I don't know, bored. I've got dental, like I got teeth problems too. So I've been in a lot of pain and just haven't really in it words. Haven't had it in me to fuck. Hang on, I lagged. To stream, that's the word. I know words. I'm looking at the chat and I'm like reading it as I'm trying to talk and it doesn't work. Cool hair looks like a phoenix. Thank you. Let me pull up the picture. Let me find the picture somewhere. Where did I send it to? Oh, I put it in my um server. Oh no, wait, I posted it straight to my channel. I can show you guys there. One second. Posts. Cause yeah, the end of May, at the end of May, I went to my little sister's wedding and it was amazing. It was great. It was a convention wedding. Like literally it was more convention than it was wedding. My first official I guess it wasn't official, but the first convention I've ever been to. You have another sister. This one's not biological. So I've got one biological sibling, one half biological sibling, and then I've got one, two, three, four non-biological sisters and two non-biological brothers. Um my little sister, I'm the oldest of those girls. Her mother basically their mother basically raised me. There's three of them. Yeah, there's three of them. There's my little sister, my middleest sister, and then my littlest sister. Um so the oldest of those three got married, and so that makes her husband now my brother-in-law, and he also has a brother and a sister, so now I also have another brother-in-law and then a sister-in-law, but we don't really do the in-laws thing, so now I just have two brothers and another sister on top of it. So anyway, my little sister got married, and it was a convention themed wedding, and this was like the booklet that they made. This thing's like 20 fucking pages. This isn't just a little fucking pamphlet. This thing is insane, right? They did all the art themselves. They printed these out themselves, right? You got like the fucking little the hello, the intro, the layout of the fucking hotel we were at. You know, rules and requests, map of the area, shit to do, right? Just literally set it up like an actual fucking wedding. You know, the bride and the groom. That's my little sister. I love her so much. She puts on my happier streams when she's drawing, just to like we're hanging out again. Like basically I'm just sitting in a room talking like we used to do, and she's just drawing. Hi you, how you doing? I miss you. That was for her. And you know, since got like the wedding party. Hey look, there's me. I was in the wedding party. There's me. But like yeah, this thing is huge. There's my new brother's party. This was the schedule that we were fucking doing. There's so much shit. So much stuff to do. Event descriptions. More event descriptions. Explaining the wed bucks. That goes insanely hard. It does. They planned it all themselves. They designed it all themselves. They printed and made everything themselves. I kept some here. So those of us in the wedding party, so they what they really wanted, because the two of them met at a convention, first of all. Um, they met off of Tumblr, actually. They're both My Little Pony artists on Tumblr in a perfectly adorable bubble that has never been touched by the likes of Lily or Stockholm or like like Mando Pony or any of like the worst parts of the fucking My Little Pony community. Untouched by that shit. And so they met off Tumblr because they both drew ponies, and then they ended up meeting in person at a convention. And then they started dating, and then she moved to a new province to marry him. So they really, because they basically met and basically fell for each other at a convention, they wanted to kind of, you know, relive that for all the people they loved, which was super fucking adorable. So they had at the end of the night there was an auction, and the auction was run by yours truly. Oh, I meant to show you guys what it looked like. Where's my screen? Screen. Where's this one? No, that's the chat. This one doesn't work. So, this is why my hair is the color that it was. Don't mind the fact that I'm like not actually smiling. That was me at the wedding, in the wedding party. The ears when it matched the hair and really went with the suit. Anyway, that's that. I meant to show people that. That's why the hair is this color still, because that only just happened. So yeah, so they had an auction, and I was running the auction, so I couldn't get drunk at the fucking reception, which kind of sucked. The auction was at the end of the night, and at the auction, you basically your the guest's job at the reception and everything was to go around collecting wed bucks. These were like the typical ones you got for registration. They came into denominations of $1, $2, and $5. These are the ones that you got from the bride and groom, like they're rainbowy. And each of us in the wedding party had our own color, so like our wed bucks were that specific color. My color was orange, that's why the hair is orange. Um, and each of us in the wedding party had to think of like a little task for the guests to come up to us and like do to get the wed bucks. And then you would basically use the wed bucks as your bidding money at the auction at the end of the night. Um, oh, I'm honored people care about what I have to say, honestly. Well, I mean, you're pretty well spoken there, Pickles. And like, you speak with conviction and people appreciate that. So but oh god, it was the cutest, absolute cutest fucking thing in the world. We us bridesmaids, we didn't have bouquets because the bride didn't have bouquets. We carried these little mini lanterns down the aisle and the little tea light changes colors in there. And the bride had like a bigger version. We got to keep those. Fucking what else? Oh yeah, there was a couple other things like there's puzzles and stuff in the book here, and like doing all the puzzles and the games in the back, you go to one of someone in the bridal party who had the answer key, and if you got the X amount of questions right, you got more wed bucks. And like the questions are all central to the bride and groom, like where did they meet, the wedding month, what's the orange cat's name, what's the bride's favorite color. Got high last night and I don't have a tolerance, so I was traveling through different dimensions and shit. Oh, you were smelling colors, will you, Windy Bro? Is that permanent hair dye? Well, yeah. To be honest, any hair dye is permanent, even if it's like semi or demi permanent. It's still permanent because it's basically staining your hair. The only difference between like this on me and say like you just slapping orange dye on top of like whatever color you have is the porosity of your hair and how processed it is. So because my hair color is naturally this dark, like you can even see it in my roots, but like easiest way to tell is my eyebrows. Because my hair is naturally this dark. Windy Bro, that just means you get high for cheap. It just saves you money. Um and it takes a lot of bleach to get me to this, which is where I go into a color from there. And so my hair is like a dehydrated man in the desert. It's just like, please, please, I need something. I'm so thirsty. Give me something to drink. So once I put like dye on it, whether it's demi or semi-permanent, as long as it doesn't have more fucking processor in it, um, if I'm just putting dye on it, then it'll literally just be like, oh my god, I'm so thank you. Oh, it's delicious. Oh, sustenance. So like it's going to be this orange until I use processor to get the color out or deposit something to neutralize the color because I've just overprocessed. Well, I've processed my hair and I've also overprocessed my hair. Um, the only difference between like semi and demi permanent and then just straight permanent hair color is permanent box dye color has developer in it. Wait, you're not actually blonde? No, dude. No, no. I am not a natural blonde. I am literally so dark it's almost black. My hair is so fucking dark. But I've been doing my own hair for 13 years now. I haven't had my natural color since I was like 10 years old. It's like the opening scene of Rango. It wasn't like smelling colors yet, but it was pretty horrifying at first. Well, yeah, because you don't know what's going on, and it's all you know is something's not right. Um, the amount of people who think, sorry, I'm jumping all over topics here, but I mean, when do I not do that on a stream? The amount of people who think that I'm actually blonde is kind of insane. Um, Maybe it's because I change my hair so much, and people assume that it's my hair must be blonde, and therefore it's easy for me to change hair colors. I'm not blonde. It's not easy. It takes a lot. And if I rush it because I'm stupid, then I fry my fucking hair off. But it did feel like I was phasing through my bed. Oh, speaking of low tolerance, fucking. So I went down for this wedding. I left the 28th. I left here the 28th. It was Ontario. I took a train, so oh, my hair's been every color under the sun, Axel. I took a train to Ontario, which took me like 30 hours one direction, 30 hours the other direction. Excuse me. So I got to Ontario the 29th. The wedding was until the 31st. And then I left the morning of the first, another 30 hours on the train. I got back here the second. So I was gone the 28th, the 29th, 30th, 31st, first and the second, about 6 days. I smoked very, very little weed in between there because like normally I just smoke my bong in the house where I'm comfortable and can sit. You know, when I'm in the city of Toronto, I can't smoke in my fucking hotel room, so I have to go somewhere and sit down and deal with the outside while I smoke, and it's annoying as shit. So I didn't smoke a lot. And once I got back into the city, like Halifax, I got to the fucking ferry terminal in Halifax itself, and I just sat down and I'm like, I'm just gonna sit and I'm just gonna smoke my fucking bong because I know where I'm going from here. I'm not on a time crunch. I'm almost home. I can just relax and get high. I realized while I was standing on the ferry to like going across the harbor to go home that I was so fucking high in that moment. And I don't think I've been that high in so many fucking years because I had just not really been smoking a lot while I was out. And when I first started smoking weed, what used to freak me out was I became way too aware of my own throat in the sense of like I could almost like I could feel every part of it that I almost wasn't aware that I was feeling before. So it felt like I was choking on my own throat and the back of my own tongue constantly. So I'm standing there on this ferry texting my boyfriend and just like, why do I feel like I'm choking? Like I'm about to freak out here. What's going on? I'm like, oh, oh my God, I'm way too aware of my own throat right now. Holy shit, I am fucking high. It was so great. I'm starting to feel like you're more happy with your adopted siblings. Oh God, yes. Fucking. So, you know what? I'm gonna pull up my speech. I'm gonna pull up my wedding speech because I gave a speech at this girl's wedding. Because I've known her since we've known each other since she was 3 and I was 4. But I bullied her for the first 2 years of us knowing each other. We met in something that was called playgroup, and playgroup was like a precursor to school. It's like daycare except your parents didn't drop you off and leave you. Like our mothers would take us to playgroup, but I'm pretty sure the moms were all like volunteers and shit that were also like mostly the ones that gave us snacks. So the moms would go and hang out with like their other mom friends, and us kids would hang out with each other, and like we'd socialize and get used to school settings. Um so that's where we met, but I wanted to be friends with this really popular girl who was all rich and shit, and she didn't like who's now my little sister. So she'd be like, okay, fine, you could hang out with me, but like only if you go, you know, push so and so down the slide. So I'd bully her. Bro, straight up choked out of your own gourd. Yeah, it was hilarious. Um, so yeah, so I bullied her for like 2 years until we were in first. No, it was primary. Yeah, it was primary. So I was 6 and she was 5. Was it? No, she would have been about 4 or 5. I would have been about 5 or 6 because it wasn't quite November, but I think it was past her birthday, and I'm like almost a year older than her. Her birthday is the end of September. Mine's like end of November, so we're pretty just we're almost a year apart. Anyway, semantics. I was climbing a tree and she was playing underneath said tree, and I fell out of the tree and landed on her, and we both got like hurt to the point where they sent us into the nurse's office to like just chill out for the rest of lunch break and get an ice pack for like I think it was my her head and my knee. And yeah, so we were just laying there coloring on the floor of the nurse's office together, and we've been best friends ever since. Way more basic beach wedding in Hawaii. There's nothing basic about a fucking Hawaii beach wedding. Are you kidding me? That's the dream. So I'm just gonna sit here and read the speech just without the names, cause yeah, cause it's adorable. Anyway, this is my wedding speech. Good afternoon slash evening, everyone. To be honest, I wasn't sure what time of day I'd be reading this at the time that I wrote it. My name is Courtney, and for those of you who don't know, I am the bride's de facto older sister by an unofficial adoption more than 20 years ago. There's not a lot of people who have known the bride as long as I have. We met when we were about 3 or 4 and became friends when we were 6. Honestly, if I had known that falling out of a tree would lead me to meeting my best friend in the whole wide world, I would have started climbing them sooner. The bride and the groom's romance was certainly a whirlwind one. I mean, the first time even hearing about this guy is when she's going to meet up with him at a pony convention, and then they're engaged. She's moving to Ontario because he bought her a house together. Sorry, because they bought a house together, and his family is normal. For everyone here on the groom side of things, like, what's that like? Not to mention, I'd been trying to get this girl to come to Ontario to see me at least for like a decade. Turns out I needed to find a pony boy off of Tumblr to make that happen. I promise I say that with love. My cufflinks have the cutie mark of my own pony Sona. I'm very much a pony boy myself, just apparently not the right one. No, in all seriousness, I've seen this girl go through 3 engagements now, and I guess what they say is true, third time's the charm, because the groom is the only person I've seen her actually be excited about and planning a wedding with, instead of being a passenger seat the whole time. That being said, can we take a second to acknowledge what a power couple these two are artistically and creatively? Like, I'm dying to know just how much money they saved on being able to do their own artwork, make their own invites, a 20-page event book, and the suites. I mean, who does that for their own wedding? I'm flabbergasted by the stops these two pulled for this event, and so proud. It was amazing. You should have seen it. They saved so much money, by the way. I got the answer. The bride's easily the best person I know. I could sit here and list all the reasons as to why, but frankly, we'd be here all day, and I'd be telling you everything you already know anyway. I mean, why else would we be here? I'm sure the groom is great, but we're here for the bride, let's not lie. But I will take a second to remind us all about how beautiful, gorgeous, amazing, and... Sweetie, I think there was a typo in this when you sent it to me. Does that say perfect? Cue the laughter. People didn't laugh, I had to make them laugh. Okay, but really, my favorite thing about the blushing bride is that she's the most comforting person to be around in the world. From the day we sat in the nurse's office together coloring together after I fell out of a tree, the bride has just felt like home. Sure, that might be because we grew up together and all my best childhood memories revolve around her and her house, but frankly, I don't think it is. I think it's just the bride. And I think the groom felt that way too, and clearly the man liked it because he put a ring on it. Speaking of the groom, while I can't say that I personally know him well, I do know that since the prospect of meeting him came up for the first time, the bride has not stopped smiling. A smile that tripled in size after meeting the groom in person and damn near broke her face when they got engaged. I do know from The Bachelorette that his sister is the most adorably Canadian thing in the world. I won't explain what happened at the dollar store, but I did just bring it up. If you know, if you know. If you don't worry. The bride's sister was in the room when I read this, so that was just me literally calling her out. It was funny. Especially considering, like, I think 20 minutes before we gave speeches, she had actually explained what had happened at the dollar store. So it was so perfectly tied it together and without us even trying. And I also know that the bride has good taste, especially in sweets. So if she picked the groom, he must be top tier. I trust the bride. So, groom, I'm trusting you with my little sister. And I want you to trust me that if you hurt her, your death will be ruled natural causes. Since we know you won't, you now also have your own resident pit bull for scary dog privileges. It's me. I'm the pit bull. But enough from me. I'm going to quote Hamilton the musical here and say, to the groom, to the bride, from your sister who is always by your side. You don't need wishes. You two are the best and will have the best. Don't ever change, kids. Anyway, tears. Oh my god, it was so sweet, Courtney. Yay! Claps, claps, cheering and applause. And I know, aren't I great? Just so fantastic. Yeah, because that's how I feel about her. I love her so much. Just getting married? Oh, at living. So what's your new last name? My new last name? Oh, no. Um, oh, hey, Aaron. Didn't know I was live. Yeah, it was kind of a last minute decision. My last name hasn't changed. But that's simply because I am the last Pete. I am the youngest. Yeah, as it stands, I am the youngest, like, residing member of the Pete family. So that name is going to die with me. My name will stay Pete, so that name dies when I die. That's honestly super cute. What the fuck? I know, right? But yeah, no, it was the most adorable wedding. It was so cute too, because when I was reading my speech and I got the line where like the bride just felt like home, and it could just be because of this, but I don't think so. I think it's just her, and I think he saw that. He's just stared right at me, and he's just like the most aggressive head nod came from this man. I was like, oh, yes, we are talking about my little sister's wedding today. So another thing that we did was, well, that they did was, because it's a fucking, oh, oh right, there's stuff at the back. Like, it was an event. It was a convention. So, those of us in the wedding party had our own badges. And these were like little fucking, I don't know, stick on badge, like things you could just find around the hotel, and you just stick them on. And there was a prize given to the person who had the most. And because it's all like horse themed, we kept like joking about it being the prize pony and getting best in show because you had the most amount of ribbons. It was so fucking great. So great. Oh god. And we had to do registration, so like we had to get our packages, right? And they have our names on it, and that's where they got all of our stuff. Fucking, this was the invitation. Like, it's absolutely, it was insane, the shit that they did, to be quite honest. There was like drinks. Sorry, there were specialized drinks at the bar for each of their pony sonas. I tried this one and I tried this one because I couldn't drink a lot because, again, I had to be sober for the event at like 11:30 at night. And I did not eat much at dinner. Uh. So yeah, so this was around my neck all night at the wedding. It's a marriage from, no, from the Princess Bride. No, but he did open up the ceremony with good morning, good afternoon, everybody. I like your shoelaces, and everyone had to respond. It's literally even in the book here. Thanks, I stole them from the president. Where is it? Where is it? It's here. There it is. Come on, focus. It's that one right there. I'm trying to get it to focus on. Come on. You guys can't see it. It says, when we open with a common Tumblrism. When I say I like your shoelaces, respond with thanks, I stole them from the president. Literally. And like the officiant that they got to do the wedding, dude was amazing. Like, he literally tailor made the whole ceremony around like Tumblrisms, and fucking he literally referred to the bride and the groom as each other's special some pony, and like the man seemed to actually understand the references he was making. It was so fucking cute. So fucking cute. He was giving it's 3 a.m. That wedding sounded unhinged. What? Oh, it's 3 a.m. for you. It was a convention themed wedding, actually. It was more convention than it was wedding. And it was, honestly, it was so amazing. That when the groom started giving his vows, because he went first, I bawled like a little bitch baby. Like, I it's so funny too, because two people in the bridal party, they're not especially when there's a lot of attention on them and everyone's looking at them, they don't like emote a lot. One of them is definitely the tism or the ADHD, one of the two. She's the middleest sister, actually. But they usually get the middleest sister, and then one of the bride's other friends. They get fairly stone faced when they're kind of almost center attention. And being bridal party, we were almost center attention. Um, and I'm just sitting there, like probably third one in from in the row of the bridal party seating, and I'm just like, just bawling my fucking eyes out, just my little sister's getting married. It's cool too, because apparently they're thinking of starting their own wedding planning business. And I think that's amazing. We're all started making jokes about when the next one's gonna be, like when the next convention weddings, when the anniversary convention is gonna be. So the bride already said 10th year, so we're gonna do another one for the 10th year wedding anniversary. Magical Wed 2035. They made a hashtag, literally Magical Wed 2025. And like the back of the badges literally says it literally done up like a Tumblr post. It's the cutest fucking thing. Magical Wed 2025, Saturday, May 31st, blah, blah, blah. It's happening. You're here. Attend a panel. Try a specialty drink at the bar. Collect those wed bucks. Join us tomorrow in Niagara Falls. Have the best wed ever. If you do take pictures, remember to share them with us about you using the above hashtag. Hashtag wedding, hashtag convention, hashtag wed, hashtag con, hashtag magical wed 2025, hashtag don't do illegal stuff, hashtag have you seen the ball pit? There was a ball pit. Hashtag collect those wed bucks. Hashtag why are you still reading this? It was so amazing. It really was. And then like so everybody had one of these. It wasn't just the bridal party, like everybody got one. And like that told everybody which side of the family you were on, whether you were coming from the bride side or coming from the groom side. I'm from the bride side, so I have a little bride. That the little wine glass there, if that was there, it told the bartenders you were old enough to drink. The little symbol that everybody had up here, that's what it told them where their table setting was, where they were seating, not the ball pit. Yeah, I auctioned off balls from the ball pit. My job as the auctioneer was to get random shit signed throughout the night and then auction off that random shit to be signed. And it was so funny. It really fucking was. I was just walking up to people. I'm like, sign this. They're like, why? Why am I signing it? I'm like, just sign it. I'm not answering questions. Happy to hear you found a family. Oh yeah, yeah. Found them when I was like 6. And her mother, although she passed like 2 years ago now, she was more of a mother to me than my own ever was, which is kind of ironic because I have better memories of her than her biological children do because you know Pobody's Nerfect and they had their shit, but it's kind of funny when I listen to the three of them together and they're talking, they're like basically bitching about their mother, and I'm just sitting there like, that was my safe space, though. What are you guys doing? Don't ruin it. But no, two things could be true at the same time, right? Like, she could have been great, you know, to me. Please tell me no one pissed in the ball pit. No, nobody pissed in the ball pit. It was, okay, literally, it was like the ball pit was like maybe as big around as you could probably make your hands in a circle. It was tiny. It was more so for the fact that we could say there was a ball pit than like to actually be a ball pit. Nobody gave birth in the ball pit either. However, the groom has been to more than 40 conventions, most of them My Little Pony. No, I can't say most of them because apparently he was big in the Halo and stuff beforehand. So the dude's like the groom's been to over 40 conventions and like has a poster, not a poster, a flag that's signed by almost the entire cast of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Please tell me someone pissed in the ball pit. Nobody pissed in the ball pit. And they almost got the voice actors to play that plays Pinkie Pie at their wedding. Just for funsies. They had a dude who came all the way from the Netherlands to see them get married. That's how great these two people are. People are just like, fuck yeah, I will spend like, you know, 74 fucking hours in the air. That's not how long it takes. Just to come see you get wedding. Come see you get wedding. I words so perfect. Sure kind of looks like what looks one of my pajamas. That's cool. It's a big ol' oversized onesie. No, it's not a onesie. This is a hoodie. Ugh, I can't fucking words. Ah, the groom is great. I love him.
He's such a sweet man. To be honest though, like I've only ever actually met him twice, and both of those times have been like events. I have yet to actually meet or spend time with the man in any sort of casual setting. Like it was kind of really awkward when the first time I'm meeting my little sister's fiance is at our mother's funeral. Her biological, my surrogate, but yeah, it was at her funeral where I finally met this dude, and I'm like, oh god, I wish we could have met under better circumstances. But then the cutest thing happened. Oh my god. So, my surrogate mother, before she died, it's long before she died. Fuck, her death was like kind of came out of nowhere. My surrogate mother, she had pictures done with her biological daughters and like had them framed and given them to her and everything. Well, what about you, Courtney? I was off being my own fucking problem at this point. Um, and you almost got the pink party pony yourself, yeah. And words. What was he saying? Words, right? So the our grandmother brought the picture to the wedding so that she was at the wedding with us, and the bride was holding on to it after because I'm pretty sure it was her copy. Yeah, because it was her in the bride, and each of the three girls got their own. And the middleist comes up to me and she goes, "Did the bride open it yet?" And I'm like, "Open what?" She goes, "The picture." I'm like, I don't think she even knew it opened. Like, this is the first time hearing of it. And then so she bolts over to her and she goes, dude, did you not open it? And she's like, open it. So she fucking pulls apart this goddamn picture frame, which is packed 9 ways from Sunday. God love the woman. She made sure that picture wasn't budging. And the whole back of the picture is just covered in her handwriting from like years ago. So like after the wedding and everything, we're like all done, everything's like getting cleared up and everything, and then just bam, message from mother beyond the grave on your wedding day saying how proud of you she is. It was kind of the sweetest fucking thing. Ouch, that's pretty awkward. Yeah. Meeting him officially for the first time at her funeral, and then the next time I'm really spending any time with them, it's at their fucking wedding. But again, she has good tastes. Besides, the man makes My Little Pony stuffies without extra holes. How bad could he be? They have a house together, and their house is just My Little Pony everywhere. They're two grown ass adults in their 30s, and I love it. It's just fucking pony stuffies and figurines and art on the wall. It's the most amazing thing ever. Where are my cufflinks? Gross. I'm sorry, I'm choking. Dying. Where did they go? And so three of us in the yes, go to bed. It's like 3:36 a.m. Don't be up all night. Three of the of us in the bridal party were in suits. It's disgustingly cute, isn't it? So I went and made custom cufflinks for those of us in suits because me and one of the other bridesmaids who was also in a suit, the lesbian, me and her both have our own pony sona, so we had cufflinks with our cutie marks on them. And then the man of honor, because there was no maid of honor, the person chosen was a dude. I'm not mad about that because we both promised to be each other's maids of honor when we were 12 at all. No. Anyway, I'm super mad about that. No, he did a great job. Anyway, he has a dragon sona, so I made us all cufflinks where my two cufflinks have that, which is my cutie mark, which is a safety pin through a heart. And then the dragon clutching the D20 dice was the Dragon Sona guys. And then that's a fucking spliff with a musical note coming out of the smoke, which was the other bridesmaids' cutie mark. It was adorable. And then I also have the brides and the grooms cutie marks of their two main pony sonas that I'm gonna go and have them made in, well, not go have them, I have the stuff right here. I'm gonna make those into cufflinks for them as well, so that they also have a pair of cutie mark cufflinks. Well, I love that suit. It's actually kind of great. Excuse me. Don't get me wrong, like I'd have loved to pick a dress. A dress would have been fun, dresses are great. Problem is, dresses are fucking expensive, and I don't know what it is about women's clothes, but shit changes so differently between brands. I did not want to walk into a fucking wedding dress store, pay $300-400 for a dress, pay $200-300 in tailoring, and then have it be so fucking specific of a colored dress that I can't wear it anywhere. Like, fuck no. I was not doing that. I'm like, I'm just gonna go buy a suit, because the likelihood of me being able to just wear a men's suit off the rack, given the fact that I am like the most averagely fucking shaped woman in the world, is insanely likely, and that'll save me money. So yeah, was it still $600 fucking dollars? Yes, it was, but I literally bought that thing, tried it on, walked home with it off the rack. Cutie marks is such a fun concept, but I suck at designing ones that look cool. I mean, I didn't have to design mine. I didn't design my pony Sona either. The bride, literally, we were chatting one day, and she was like, "Oh, do you wanna see what I've been drawing you as when people ask about like my childhood, and like you come up and because she runs a blog on Tumblr, and like people have asked about her childhood and stuff, and so she'll draw like little cartoons and share little comics and shit with ponies, and so she's been drawing me represented as a pony for a little while now. And she's like, "Oh, do you want to see it?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." So she shows me, and she's been drawing me as this little bat pony, which I thought was so fucking cute. And then she just asked, "Do you want an actual like fleshed out pony Sona?" I'm like, "Okay, fuck, why not? Sure." And then Safety Pin was born. Um, I basically let the bride have full reign over the decisions for it, because it's her art. And shit, that's not the right one. I chose like the color scheme, and that's pretty much it. But we stayed with the bat pony because I thought it was just the coolest fucking thing in the world. And like she said, you don't really see a lot of bat pony Sonas. Uh, Bam! This is Safety Pin. This is my pony Sona. See the bat pony. Yeah, so the bride designed her, and then she gave me like, I think it was two or three different cutie marks with like a story behind them. And it's fucking, what was it? Like, Safety Pin was like, "Oh, a heart that can love after being pierced, and a pin that can hold things together but is still sharp," or something like that. I don't know, she said it reminded me of her, or her of me, and I thought it was adorable, so we went with that. Not that I do anything with it, but I love her. I show her off. Oh god, the bride's such an amazing fucking artist. I love her art. I remember the two of us being in like first grade, and someone would come up and see her doodling, and they'd be like, "Wow, that's pretty good." I'm like, "That's nothing," and I'd be like, "Hey, draw this Pokemon from memory," and she just pull out a new piece of paper and there's your Mareep, there's your Pikachu, just from memory. We were 6 or 7. It was insane. I love her so much. She's the best person that I know. I love the bat ponies. Me too. So I was just like, "Do you want a bat pony, Sona?" I was like, "Okay. Hooray." I also feel bad at the same time because it's like, why are you giving me free art, woman? Go make money with that. What are you doing? Not that she fucking hurts for money. Oh, she's done so well. I'm so proud of her. We all always knew that I was gonna be the mess of the family, but low key I worried about her for a little while when we were growing up. I was like, oh God. Especially once I left, because I was like, oh, is she gonna stay in her shell for forever? No, no. And now I'm so proud of her. Really need to commission her to draw my OC. I don't know if she does commissions, to be honest. She works a regular people job. I still have to ask, fuck. I'm supposed to do that. And like, I could sit here and like link her blog and all this, that, and the other thing, and show her off, and you guys could fall in love with her art and her and everything, but then I risk sending the people that don't like me and tainting her circle. And no. Ugh. It's like my middleest sister streams on Twitch, and I like very specifically won't go there and be like, it is I, this person that people know about, some people know about and don't like online. Because like they don't need that shit. My fucking middleest and littlest sister, I don't even think they know of Lily's existence as my sibling at all, let alone who she is online. They're like 6 or 7 years younger than us. Something like that, yeah. Yeah, I don't even think they know of her existence. It's a hard life when you start fights on the internet, folks. I can't be friends with anybody anymore because then they're just gonna get fucking hate sent at them and be like, do you know what Courtney does or did or said, or I read this one thing on a blog that was posted last year by a pedophile and now I don't like Courtney? They're just like, sorry, wait, what? Who are you? It's like when Lily tried to fucking contact my boyfriend about the GoFundMe. It's like, oh, someone's using your mother's death to scam money out of people. You mean the GoFundMe that's got his bank account attached to it? Which kind of baffles me too, because like bitch, you really thought that I just found some random woman who died online? I just randomly found out about a woman whose death wasn't even actually posted online at that point, and decided to scam money with like the names of people that I didn't know. So you go out of your way to find this person and contact them. Not even out of your way, you use the name that you found on the fucking GoFundMe that I posted and wrote. A lot of it is really giving she likes someone who did something bad. Yeah. Lillian is poison of the soul. Fucking. Well, people want what they don't have. They want to ruin what they don't have. Lily doesn't have a soul, so she's gonna ruin everybody else's. I think it's kind of funny though whenever people are like, "Oh my god, you sound like Lily." It's like, no, 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 guys. Lily's trying to sound like me. I originated this attitude. She fucking did that. Yeah, she was pretending to be our father. But yeah, she did that. She did that like shortly after the GoFundMe went up. She went and messaged my boyfriend on Facebook pretending to be our father. She's been on Reddit pretending to be our father too. Talking about how I so totally raped Lily and not the other way around. Apparently go out of her way to try and scam people by using a woman's death. You mean she might use the prospect of her wife immigrating to try and scam people out of like hundreds and hundreds of dollars? You mean she'd do that, Erin? No. No, I don't think so. Do you think she might try and use like a cancer scare to like garner sympathy and distract from like allegations being levied against. She wouldn't do that. Not Lily Orchard. Fucking, I know. Lily's like the queen of co-opting other people's stories, so she assumes everybody must be. You know, she assumes that I must be using someone else's mother's death as a way to financially benefit myself. Meanwhile, like the like 2,000, little over $2,000 that was raised by that GoFundMe paid for her cremation. I genuinely can't imagine growing up with that bitch. She's a lot less threatening when you've grown up with her, to be honest. Like, to be quite honest, when you've spent half your childhood holding her head like this and she can't reach you, that girl is way less, like, becomes way less threatening than other people seem to think she is. Like, uh, I don't even mean to sound harsh, but every time I hear somebody say that they're genuinely afraid of Lily, I laugh a little bit inside. Like, I die a little bit laughing inside because, like, are you fucking kidding me? A strong breeze would take that bitch down, even at her 2 tons of fun in a 1 pound sack moment, like size that she's at currently. You look at her sideways and she will melt down in a screaming fit. Are you kidding me? I could reduce that bitch to a screaming, fucking mumbling, like losing her mind pile of mush just by going big, big words. Small, small person. She'd get called Jerry Springer by the kids at school and she would start screaming and crying and running away. Like, I'm sorry, you're mad because they're mocking you for having the same name as a TV show host? Girl, what? Oh no. Courtney just said a name that Lily used to go by. Yeah, a name that is a family fucking name. No, again, Aaron, I don't mean to sound harsh. Like I grew up with her. I've seen what she came from. That's why she doesn't scare me. You know, like she has her little wait, thoughts on Kirby. I don't know why it's on my mind, but I mentioned Pokemon earlier. Like the franchise, like the character. The vacuum, the little pig vacuum. I love him. Why does Lillian keep impersonating people? What is wrong with her? Well, she did that because I don't know. I guess she thought that she was gonna get me in trouble or some shit. Because I guess she genuinely thought that I was using the woman's death that I was present for to scam somebody else out of money. Okay, you know, considering the GoFundMe itself states that the bank account that's hooked up to this GoFundMe is the bank account that is owned by like her next of kin, not me. And all the money goes directly to her next of kin, not me. I'm just doing the logistics of setting up this account so that they don't have to. If I played any of the games, dude, I grew up on those games. Kirby's Epic Yard. That sounds like a new one. I just remember the old ones. Just doing Batman. Oh, I'm going to the dentist on Tuesday. Get my fucking wisdom teeth looked at. Two of them, anyway. I'm not excited. I'm really not excited. It's gonna fucking hurt so bad. I got bad teeth, yo. I'm a small ball of unchecked rage. What games did I play? I don't even know what their names were, man. It was just, hey, it's Kirby, let's play it. Let me look them up for a second. I'm old, okay? Kirby games. Did they have names? Oh, they did. Kirby's Dream Collection. That's the only one I've played. That and Kirby's Return to Dreamland. I only know the Dream ones. I can't even lie about that. I was just about to say, it's like the one where you hop to the fucking clouds and stuff, and like, yeah, that's the Dreamland, Kirby's Dreamland. Animal Jam Complex. Club Penguin. Club Penguin. I don't know. I don't know what I just said that. You got bad teeth as well, Aaron. Oh, that sucks. You never got them removed when you were a kid? Dude, my wisdom teeth never even came in till I was like 16, 17 years old. No, I was in my 20s. I was like 20 years old by the time before my wisdom teeth even came in. Return to Dreamland is the best one in my opinion. Even though it's like one of two that I've played. It's just got so much variation. You could literally just fuck around forever in that. But no, my wisdom teeth never even came in till like I was like 21, 22 years old. And then they never gave me problems. But in the last 6 years, now I've never had great dental hygiene habits. They were never established well as a kid. They didn't get better established or stay any established while I was homeless. There's like fluctuating patterns of it. And then like 6 or 7 years ago, I think almost 7 years ago now, when I got my medication changed, my teeth really started going downhill like really fast, and I think it's from the meds, to be quite honest. Um, so I've been going through like this ridiculously horrible cycle of my teeth have started like basically decaying and rotting out of my face to a certain degree that it's just painful when I brush them now, so it leads me to not brushing them, which leads to more problems, which when I do brush them leads to me over brushing them, which leads to even more problems, which leads to more pain, which means it's a vicious fucking cycle. And now I'm like pretty sure I'm through the stages of gum disease. I might have periodontal disease. I think these two wisdom teeth are like broken down to the gum line. These ones are pretty damn close. But I've got fucking nerve pain now. I've got exposed nerves up here and down here. And I've been popping fucking Advil and ibuprofen like they're candy for the past week. Oh my god, Erin, same. Same, girl. And like the shitty thing about dental problems too is like when it comes to like your mouth, like your jawbones, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. So when you start having teeth problems and like you start losing teeth and shit, the bone starts to like recede and decay. So it's not just as simple as like, oh, you just get a fake tooth put in and you're fine. Cause like you're dealing with a constant problem after that. So you got a lot of cavities when you were a kid? Oh, 100%. I got a lot of cavities when I was a kid. My top jaw is actually it's much more narrow like on the inside than my bottom jaw is. So like if my top jaw sits here, my bottom jaw sits out like this. So my bottom teeth angle inwards to meet my top teeth. Now that could have been fixed when I was a child. I should have gotten what was called a partial retractor, which would have went up on my back 2 molars, and I would have had to get it tightened once a week or something like that, and it would have pushed out my soft palate or my hard palate before it had a chance to fuse. Problem is, my father was a cheap son of a bitch who didn't want to pay $300 or $400 up front and then get reimbursed for it later. So we said no. So now I've got the fucking issue of my top jaw being more narrow than my bottom jaw, which fucks up my teeth because my teeth grow like sit like this, except my wisdom teeth came in much later, so they don't grow like this because they're not like already fucking forced into that position from like just the way my jaw sits. So I've got my regular teeth like this, and then my regular teeth are like this, and then my wisdom teeth sit straight. So I've got this situation going on in my mouth as well. And because my teeth are all angled in, and because my top jaw is too narrow, my teeth are all really crowded. So when my baby teeth started getting loose, and like my wisdom or not my wisdom teeth, my adult's teeth started coming in, my baby teeth would get loose, but then they'd jam up against like the teeth next to them, and it would get tight again to the point they would not come out. And I had to get almost every single baby tooth that I had come out pulled from like 7 until I was about 16. I even had one molar literally come up through another molar, and they had to like drill it out in 6 different pieces. You have essentially hillbilly teeth. Oh my god. Stop. So as a kid, I had a tooth growing behind your normal row of teeth. Yeah, the teeth are weird, man. I face planted when I was 17 and I was homeless and I got out to Montreal. Fucking did a bunch of pot for 3 days, didn't really eat much, then went and did some ketamine, smoked some more weed, and because I hadn't fucking eaten anything in 3 days, I face planted and like passed out, and landed on my face. You can see usually now, like this tooth right here, it looks like it sits higher than the other ones because it's pushed back, and the two in front of it have done this. Like, it's fucking weird. And that happened when I face planted. Not only did that happen, but like my top teeth dragged down in the dirt when I hit the ground. So like these two ones were bent out slightly. Oh, I feel your pain too, Aaron. And as much as Canada has better healthcare than the States, we don't when it comes to dental. Why were you homeless? Because I lived with Lily Orchard. No, okay. Literally, when I was 17 years old, I got a boyfriend and learned that he was homeless and living in a homeless shelter, and realized there was a homeless shelter in Halifax and that I didn't have to stay in that house anymore, and I didn't have to wait until had somewhere else to move to leave. I could just leave. And the first night that I spent out of my at my parents' house when I took off was actually in a bus shelter because there was no beds at the homeless shelter. But I figured, hey, getting raped by a stranger is a lot better than getting raped by your sibling. So that's why I was homeless the first time. It seems better to be homeless than to live with Lily, to be honest. Yep. No, quite literally, my thought process at the time was um people expect to be like assaulted by a stranger on the street. That's like just kind of the run of the mill thing that you expect. Not that that's a good thing that people should expect, but most people assume that if you're going to be attacked like that, it's going to be by like some degenerate on the street, right? It's not going to be your own fucking family. So it seems a lot, it just seemed a lot easier to stomach the prospect of I might get raped, sure, but at least it's not going to be by a direct fucking sibling this time. Hey, hello, what's up? I did notice your name change. Oh, thank you, Natalie, for actually pointing that out. I did notice your name change, and simply because it just wasn't there in front of me, I just completely forgot about it. Thank you for calling me that out, for calling me out on that. Blah, 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 blah. Oh man, so you were never happy during your childhood? I mean, I got the memories with my little sister. Oh, you sent me a picture of your teeth. Oh, buddy, I got that same problem. You're brushing too hard, I can tell you that much. Sweetheart, you're brushing too hard. Go more gentle with the toothbrush, which is something I just learned recently too. Cause I got that problem on this tooth down here. Basically, it's like the crown's ready to just pop off because when you if you brush too hard near the gum line, you actually can make your like you could just damage the teeth and then everything just starts receding from there. I've got that problem on so many of my teeth simply because I brush too hard in compensation. Lily seems to be quiet, really quiet lately. But yeah, I just my teeth are fucked up. Apparently, all of our teeth are fucked up, so we're just British. It's okay. Getting a work visa for Germany again to bounce? Nice. That's awesome, Hella. Get that money. Go to Germany. Get out of fucking the States. Scrunkly. I love that. Should get Invisalign or whatever it's called. I don't know. What they don't tell you about Invisalign is like the Invisalign still needs something to grab onto in order to do its job. So they put these like little like tooth colored bumps, like resin bumps on your teeth that the Invisalign actually clicks into, and those stay on your teeth even when you're not wearing it. Most of your teeth are bleeding when you brush them. That's gingivitis, which turns to gum disease, which turns to periodontal disease. British. You're just practicing your animating right now? Nice, nice. I saw everyone gassing you up in the Discord server. That was cool. Did I ever get braces? No, the braces I would have gotten, like, I would have had braces because if I got the partial retractor like I should have, it would have pushed out my top jaw, which would have made a whole shitload of space in, like, the front of, like, the top of my teeth. And then I would have had to get braces to essentially fix the alignment and the occlusion of my bite and everything. Now, because I'm older and like I've passed the age where your hard palate fuses together, I can't get that fixed easily now. Now, if I want to get the fact that my top jaw is too narrow and it's fucking up my teeth, if I want to get that fixed, I have to get my face fucking split in half. I have to go and get fucking surgery and have a doctor literally crack my hard palate down the center and then do the spacing and then heal from that while my jaw is being pushed out and fucking regrow bone in between my face and then wear braces and ugh. I'm technically British with bad teeth. I mean, all Brits have bad teeth. Oh god, yeah, I've heard about those protests. America's a scary place right now. I don't envy any of you. Don't go outside if there's rioting. Jesus Christ, it's purge day. Ooh. I'm honestly just terrified. Random sidetrack back to dentist stuff. I'm honestly just terrified to go into this dentist appointment and have them tell me that they have to surgically remove my fucking wisdom teeth because that's gonna cost me like $1,200 fucking dollars. It's bad enough that it's going to be like $250 to $500 to get them out if they can just take them out in the office, but to get them surgically removed, it's going to cost me $1,200 to $1,500. It's like I can't afford that. I'm just going to have to just deal until it's infected enough that I can go into the hospital and get it fucking emergency fucking extracted for free. The problem is that used to be a lot easier because you used to just go in and tell them you were in enough pain and they'd do it. Now you have to like have obvious signs of an infection. So now I gotta wait until my life is literally at risk. Well, I don't know that for sure, but if I find out that it's gonna cost that I have to get them surgically removed, I'm so fucked. Bro was besties with Epstein and people still voted for him. So tired. Oh my god, the fact that Elon was like Trump was on the Epstein list and it's like, well, buddy, we know. Dude, you think you're the one that's telling us this? Like we've seen the pictures, okay? Next you're gonna tell us he was at Diddy parties. We fucking know that too. There's pictures. Everyone knew he was on Epstein's plane because he was standing there photographed with Epstein on the boarding thing of his plane, waving. Oh, can y'all just like band together and like just lynch Trump already? And Elon too? The meds they give you cost too. Yeah. I mean, I've got coverage for my meds. Most of my prescriptions only cost me like $5 a pop, which is good, thankful. That's not always the case in Canada, but if you're under 25, you get all your prescriptions covered. I mean, to be fair, insurance is a lot easier to get here than it is in the States. Like 90% of jobs, even minimum wage jobs that you get here, once you pass your probationary period, which is like 3 to 6 months depending on the job, you qualify for insurance and you just like they literally just take some money off your paycheck and bam, you've got insurance. My problem is I've never kept a job past the probationary period. They either extend my probationary period to a ridiculously long time because I have problems. Most of them are me. And or I get fired within my probationary period, or I just leave the job in my probationary period. He's your king now, apparently. Donnie, Donnie, you can just tell the class you're inbred. It's just that simple. You don't got to use big fancy words. You can just say that mommy and daddy were related. It's okay. Well, it's not okay, but I mean, nobody can change that now. We're trying LMAO FBI agent thing. That was a joke, I swear. To everybody's FBI agents. Come at me, I'm in Canada, bitches. You're fucking... He's not a dictator, he's more like a dictato chip. He's a fucking Dorito. Like, can somebody just fucking squash the bag that he's in, take all the air out of it, and call it a day? For legal reasons, I was 100% serious. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck the President of the United States. I hope that the Panda Express goes down with him in it. Oh, that's gonna get my stream taken down. Somebody's gonna report my stream now. Bitches. You have to work full-time to get healthcare, though. So we give you mostly full-time, but not quite. I mean, no, not here. Oompa Loompa is president. Hey, the Oompa Loompas blended down their necks and past their ears. Do not slander their makeup skills like that. Dick taster. Only if it's a child. Oh god. Did I say that out loud? Wait a second. Oh, guys. He was on Epstein's plans and plane and lists, and we already knew that, I know. But he also made the comments about fucking his own daughter if she wasn't his daughter. Can we look into the daughter and see if she's been abused? Oh, somebody check on her. Which one's the daughter, Ivanka? Even Batman's concerned. Batman already heard that and he went no, that math doesn't math. Bro explicitly said he wanted to have people as dedicated to him as the Nazis were to Hitler. How do people think this was a good idea? Okay, not gonna lie, the very first time he ran for president and like he was winning and he was ahead in the polls and shit, I was sitting there watching it get going. Okay, at some point they're gonna like drop the gag and just fucking like actually elect a president, right? Like this is just a joke, right? Like this is just a fucking run. This can't be serious, right? And then he got elected. And then he got elected again. And it's like, oh my god, you guys are serious. You guys did it twice. Holy shit. America's so dumb. At least when we put fucking Harper in power twice, we did it back to back, so we ripped that band-aid off and then was fucking done with it. And walking into a locker room full of naked 13-year-old girls. Oh. See that that's the thing. Walked into a locker full of naked 13-year-old girls. It can already be assumed that he's assaulted other people's kids by being on the Epstein lists and planes and hanging out with literally the known child trafficker who literally trafficked children for famous people to fuck. But it's just the fact that like he then went and made us like, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say anyone is worse than the other, but like if we are gonna put it on a scale, there's like abusing children and then just very, very tight, just like a hair's width of width. A hair's width lower than that is like fucking your own child. You know what I mean? Not that it would be any better, but it's just that extra layer of ugh. We're gonna be drafted thanks to Israel. Listen, you guys could just come join Canada. Jed said there's photos of him with the girls Epstein was abusing, so his daughter probably isn't doing great. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We know he was diddling fucking little kids. God knows if it was girls or boys, but either way, can somebody check on his children? Can we summon the ghost of John Wilkes Booth? Who was the traitor? Who was the turncoat? What was his name? Benedict Arnold. You work on your next video? Do you mind if I DM you the videos? Go ahead. Ugh. Yeah, but it's a trans girl in the locker room or a threat, apparently, right? Oh my fucking god. I hate that so much. I hate the fucking the bathroom argument. Like, trans people are just want to diddle your kids in the bathroom. Newsflash, if someone wants to diddle your kid in the bathroom, they're just gonna diddle your kid in the bathroom, dude. It's not like there was a sudden uptick rise in kid diddling in bathrooms because we let trans people use the bathrooms they're comfortable with. No, there was just an uptick in rise in people assuming it was going to happen, which led to an uptick in fucking, you know, cis, straight, aggressive men just barging into women's bathrooms to aggressively accost somebody in the shitter as if that's not a fucking problem. I'm sorry. I don't think anybody was concerned about doing anything in this bathroom except relieving themselves until your perverted fucking ass came in here wanting to know what everybody had between their legs. I'm sorry, why are you teaching your child to focus on other people's genitals? That's a little fucking weird. Sorry, we were talking about the I was going off about the anti-trans people argument by using the fucking bathroom. Like, trans people are gonna letting trans people use the bathroom they want means your kid's gonna get diddled in a public bathroom, and I'm basically saying, nah man, if someone wants to diddle your kid in a public bathroom, they're just gonna do it. And newsflash, most pedophiles identify as cis people. Oh, so if we're gonna talk about which gender identity has the most pedophiles per capita and thus would be more likely to have pedophiles within and amongst them, it would be the cis people. Straight ones too, actually. That a school took off the stall door in a bathroom because a girl was taking too long to put a pad on. Ooh. Gross. Nah, John Wilkes Booth was a racist. He'd probably be on Trump's side. I mean, yeah. Well, there's like fucking legislation that lets like random ass fucking teachers just like tell your kid to drop their pants in school. It's not about gender, it's about power. It's not even that. It's just about fucking hate. It's just about infighting and arguing, because if you're all busy arguing about who's doing what in the bathroom, then you're too busy arguing about that to realize that, you know, you could just fucking kill Trump and get it over with. Just fucking bust Luigi out of prison and he'll deal with the rest. And it's not even straight cis men, specifically, Natalie. Like, there's a disgusting amount of female pedophiles that, that fucking just don't get called what they are. Like, every time there is a female pedophile caught raping one of her students, when she's shown in the media and when she's shown on the news, they use flashy model-esque pictures that show off how pretty and sweet and nice she is. They call the rape a relationship. They call the grooming a relationship. They call the rape a sexual relationship. They call the act of a grown adult violating a child sexually engaging in a sexual relationship with a 13-year-old. They then let them marry that 13-year-old once they get out of prison for serving time for raping a child, and they don't get labeled as the pedophiles that they are. And people talk about how, oh, well, you know, I'd be happy to have been assaulted by my teacher if she looked like that. Like, bro, what? It's not even cis straight men, but it's a lot of cis straight people. There's a lot more cis straight pedophiles than there are trans or gay pedophiles. It's just, yeah, the problem is, like, you don't know about female pedophiles because they don't get labeled pedophiles. I could bring up, like, Fucking 2 or 3 right now. I know one of them's, I can't remember their names off the top of my head. One of them was shared in the server. Is it General or Clubhouse? 1 second here. No, I think it was Clubhouse. Yeah, so there was Mary Kay Letourneau, who was a fucking teacher in the States who raped a 12-year-old boy, went to prison for it, and then fucking got out of prison and was allowed to have contact with her victim and married him. They had kids together. And, fucking, what's this one? Oh, that was the other one. Fucking other one. Is there her name? Do we have her name? Let's out these fucking bitches by name. Brittany. Ah! Shut up. Brittany Zamora. Brittany Zamora was another one who was a fucking teacher who got 20 years for molesting and raping her students while she had another 13-year-old student fucking keeping guard for her. Like, the problem is these people don't get fucking called what they are, because, you know, it's in the server. Yeah, it's in, Stoner Clubhouse. Just scroll up. There's a video about Mary Kay Letourneau. And actually, I should put that on another one of these days. We should watch that on a stream, because that's a perfect example to give to people who want to sit there when they talk, whenever the conversation of Gabe comes up and people want to sit there and be like, oh, well, Claire says she wasn't groomed and she wasn't abused, so it's all fine. Okay, sit there and watch this video of a man sitting next to the fucking woman the woman who forced him into a marriage, who's been, you know, grooming and raping him since he was 12 years old, to the point she was convicted and went to prison for it, but then still somehow got her hooks into him and got 2 kids out of him, so now he's fucking stuck with her. And show you that video where he sits there and goes, no, it was perfectly fine. And then watch him get fucking disillusioned by her bullshit as she tries to downplay her grooming and her fucking trying to rewrite history in front of him, and tell me that, oh yeah, while the fucking victim is married to their groomer and sitting right next to them, they absolutely mean every word that's coming out of their mouth, and they're absolutely in a place where they would even be able to recognize that. And they would absolutely not feel in any sort of way trapped after countless and countless times of people trying to warn them and get them away from this person, but then to brush it off and then feel like they're isolated and alone and can't do anything. Especially if it has just so happened that this person literally went to prison for what they did to you, but then still got out and got their hooks into you. But sure, you know, while the kidnapper is standing there with a gun to your head telling you to tell people that you're not kidnapped, you should totally be believed, right? So do I ever wonder why we're here? No. Trump didn't almost die. No, Trump did not almost die that one time. That was staged. He didn't even get hit with shrapnel. That was faked. That injury was faked. His ear is fine. I'm sorry, your ear is cartilage. Cartilage don't heal, buddy boy. The skin just forms back around it. If he got hit with a fucking AR-15 fucking round, or whatever the fuck it was, if he got hit in the ear with any sort of bullet, or if he got hit in the ear with shrapnel from broken glass from a bullet, he at least would have gotten fucking cauliflower ear like boxers do, or his ear would be mangled like the dude who got his ear bitten off by Mike Tyson. But no, it's perfectly fine. It's not malformed. There's no bruising. There's no swelling. There was no anything after that fucking injury. It was bullshit. And, you know, a father died for that. Mind you, a father who was dumb enough to be at a fucking Trump supporter rally with his fucking kids and shit. Why would you fucking be there to begin with? I'm sorry. If nobody was there supporting Trump, nobody would have got hit by the bullet. You know, just saying. Stupid game, stupid prizes. And, you know, a child got gunned down by the FBI. Nobody's questioning that. The family is like suspiciously fucking quiet. It got fucking set up. Fucking hate. I don't know this is called what it's called, right? Do I ever wonder why we're here? No. I am not, I'm not a spiritual person. I'm not a, Like, I'm not a religious person, just none of that really vibes with, I don't vibe with really any of it. I think we're here just due to simple coincidence. Just the right shit was in the right place at the right time, and we just evolved, and it just fucking happened. I don't think there's a point. I don't think there's a purpose. I don't think any of it means anything. I don't think there's anything after it. I don't think there's anything before it. Now, you could see that as like the cynical nihilism that it kind of is, but there's also like the silver lining of that is just because there's no set path or design doesn't mean there can't be. It just means you have the opportunity to make your own. Yeah, people get real uncomfortable when you call something what it is. Especially because, like, the whole, like, politically correct culture of saying things without saying them. So now when you just directly call something out and it's just like, hey, that's creepy as fuck. What's wrong with you? People are like, oh, you can't do that. You have to dance around the issue. You have to beat around the bush. You have to go to school for years and years and years and have qualifications that every single one person you ever come across personally agrees is legitimate qualifications. Do even tangentially try and go, something about this ain't right. Like, no. And yes, I'm talking about the people who sit there and go, you're not qualified to talk about child grooming on the internet. Bitch, why? Because I'm not a psychologist? I'm not a fucking helicopter pilot either, but if I see one upside down in a tree, I can still stand there and go, that don't look right. You don't want to think about afterlife shit? Okay. I mean, hey, when it's like everything gets to the point that like you Americans are labeled as refugees because it's so bad in the States, um, I'm pretty sure Canada will swoop in and take a good majority of you. I mean, that's what we do. Hey, people are dying. No, you need to have qualifications to talk about that every conversation on the internet. Exactly, right? Exactly. I've literally got into fights with people that are like, what makes you do you think you're qualified to talk about like child grooming on the internet? And I'm like, yeah, I do. I'm more qualified than some of the people here. And they're like, how just because you were groomed doesn't mean you're qualified to speak about it on the internet. It's like, well, first of all, I was never a child groomed by a grown adult. So let's get that straight right off the fucking bat, okay? I wasn't a child that ever had a grown adult orbiting me to then swoop in once I became of age. That never happened to me personally, so I'm not speaking from personal experience when I talk about that, or call that what it is, and that's orbiting and swooping and predatory behavior. I never went through that, okay? I was a 3-year-old, probably 2, maybe a little younger. We'll say 2. A 2-year-old being groomed by a 8-year-old, and then I was a 7-year-old having my already established grooming being preyed upon by another 7-year-old by an 8-year-old. She's a year and a half older than me. I forget that. And then I had a 32-year-old when I was 18 use grooming tactics on me so that I would enable his alcoholism. So at no point was I a minor being orbited and groomed by an adult who then dated me and married me, okay? That never happened to me. I'm not speaking from personal experience. I am, however, a very curious fucking bitch. Psychology is something I just find interesting. So I've done a lot of fucking reading on a lot of fucking subjects and it's like, what am I, 32? I left when I was 17, so that's 3, 4, 15 years I've been on my own. Like, fuck. I had to figure out my own BPD. You think I did that pulling it out of my ass? No, bitches, I did research. I read journals. I read studies. I got education from actual therapists and psychologists, from actual doctors who gave me the resources to learn about psychology, and my own disorder. So, literally, it comes from fucking research. That's where my qualifications come from. And again, I don't need to be a helicopter pilot to know one upside down in a tree is not right. I don't need to be a child psychologist to see an adult orbiting a child and then marrying that child the second they're of legal age to be not right. What's my favorite Epic the Musical song? Um, that's a great question. I'm not sure if I've heard all of the songs, to be quite honest, because like I've never listened to the musical in order. It's just songs. I just listen to the songs that I like or the animatics that look pretty to me. And I know the rough lore of the Odyssey, so like I've just kind of filled in bits and pieces from there. So I don't even know if I've heard all of the songs. But No Longer You is one of my favorites to sing. As horrible as the lyrics are, Hold 'em Down is just a fun one to sing, and it's really great for practicing my low notes, so I've kind of been a fan of that one as well. Um, and I don't know, it's hard. It's hard to say. I like Calypso's songs because she's the first ones that I heard. Like I was scrolling through YouTube shorts and I started hearing people using a lot of different people using a sound clip from her first song. And I'm just like, this song's so pretty. What is this? I love it. And looked it up and I kind of fell down the rabbit hole from there. So I got attachment to that one, but then Zeus, the guy who does his voice is just hot, and Neil Illustrator Zeus is just canon in my opinion now, and I don't know. Could swooping work in the opposite direction? Like, could a younger girl marry a man, try to swoop an older man? I'm asking you, according to this, what happened to me when I was a senior in high school? I mean, sort of, yes, but in my opinion, when like, especially if it's like it's somewhere in high school, I don't know, that's difficult because you've got the like social caveat of girls constantly being told that they mature faster than boys. So like in and around like puberty and shit, there's like kind of a weird dissonance in the brain where it's like, okay, so that means as a freshman in high school, I need to be dating seniors because I'm more mature than the freshman boys. I'm mature like the senior boys. There's that. There's most fucking heteronormativity that's pushed in the media is like a relative age gap relationship for the most part, um, which can also be a factor. But then you've also got your childhood sexual assault victims, because very often what will happen in with childhood sexual assault or sexual abuse, or grooming even. Yeah, that would be childhood. Well, that's not sexual abuse. Grooming isn't specifically sexual abuse, but even like grooming abuse or tactics that have been used in a kid's past, that can very much lead to kids pursuing older people. It's kind of a trauma response. Like, when I was 13, oh God, this is so embarrassing. This still makes me cringe to this fucking day. When I was 13, I was in the precursor to Sea Cadets, which was called Navy League. And we had like a fucking sleepaway camp for a week or something like that. So I went, it was fine and everything, except one of the camp counselors was like 25 and I had a crush on him. And we had a dance one of the nights that we were there, and I tried to get him to slow dance with me. And like, now, mind you, I'm 13. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I was trying to come on to this dude, and it was pretty obvious. And God love this man for the fucking position that I put him in. I feel like, oh God. And I'm not trying to like victim blame myself, because like I know that's because I was abused as a child, and like that's why my brain was doing these things. This man handled it, this camp counselor handled everything perfectly. He did, like, but I just feel bad for the position that I put him in. I'm trying to get him to basically slow dance with me, and he's just in no uncertain terms like, absolutely the fuck not. Not gonna fucking happen, kid. I don't know what you're trying, but it ain't. Nope. You can stay there, and I'm gonna stay here, and that's how it's gonna stay. And nothing happened because he was not a fucking weirdo who was gonna take advantage of a kid. But I was definitely an abused kid, very much reenacting parts of my abuse by trying to go after somebody who when he said to me, he was like, "Oh, I'm old enough to be your dad." And I'm like, "Well, how old are you?" He's like, "I'm 25." I'm like, "You're old enough to be my brother." So, more trauma there. For context, I was a senior. She was 14, a freshman. She tried to date me. Her mom said it was okay, but I said no. My mom said no. Oh, well, it's not grooming, but like, what would you're in a 2 year age gap relationship? Oh, Hello Kitty, vomit, Cokie. That's not even an age gap. I'm sorry. Like a 2 years, a year or two, you're basically the same age. Okay, you're in the exact same peer group. But yeah, the whole like 18 and 14, the fact that her mom said it was okay is like that's a red flag in my opinion. But it's not grooming because you weren't like well for you weren't pursuing the kid. You weren't trying to normalize otherwise abnormal behaviors, right? That's not grooming. You just had a 14-year-old put you in a very uncomfortable position and you handled it properly. So if you had to choose between a piece of bread and a scratch ticket, which one would you pick? Right now? The scratch ticket. I have food. The scratch ticket's a fun game. I mean, it's always right to say no to a situation that you're uncomfortable with, Natalie. Like, you don't have to have a reason. Like, no, I'm uncomfortable is just enough of a reason, to be quite honest. But, like, yeah, that's. Why would you want your 14-year-old dating an 18-year-old as that girl's mother? Like, what's wrong with you? Why would you want somebody who can drive and vote with your dating your. So weird. Sometimes question because he'll be 20 in a few months before I turn 18. I don't want it to look weird. Again, it's not. That's literally like 2 years. I'm guessing it's probably like a little less, maybe a little over 2 years. Like me and Lily are a year and a half apart, and I already because words. Perfect example, actually. Me and Lily are a year and a half apart, and I constantly forget that and just kind of we're the same age because you're peers in that sense. You're going through all the same developmental stages at basically the same time. You know, like some kids start walking at 6 months, some kids start walking at 8. You know, it's still within the same developmental time frame. You know what I mean? So the 2 years is not an age gap. That's most people's parents. I'm pretty sure even yeah, it's 2 years and 2 months exactly. Like that's literally nothing. You guys are basically the same age. You live through all the same life event. You lived through all the same world events. You've lived through all the same life experiences at roughly the same time. You've hit all the same developmental milestones at roughly the same time. Like your peers in that regard. 3 years, like in my opinion, 3 years is kind of the cusp of it. Like 3 years is when you're roughly 3 years is when you're gonna start having like interest differences, which is just kind of the thing that always comes to mind for me first, like with an age gap relationship, because it's not always inherently wrong based off the age. But when you look at the two ages in the dynamic, just ask yourself, what would those two people have in common? What interests would they share at the points that they're in their lives with each other, right? Like there's 16 years between me and my boyfriend, but I was 25 and trying to put my life back together, and he was like 25 and 16 is 30, 41. He was 41 and trying to put his life back together, right? So we had both been through shit. We had both been through shitty childhoods and gotten out of it. We both just got out of shitty relationships and weren't specifically looking for anything together. We both were interested in reading and liked a lot of the same books. I developed a really big interest in like one of his favorite book series. We had a lot to talk about with like music and like the different like shows and stuff that we've watched. So like we had interests right off the hop that was completely irrelevant to anything sexual, anything relationship based, and anything outside like that had to really do with our age. So the age gap doesn't fucking matter in that regard because one, we're both fully developed frontal cortex, prefrontal cortex by the time we met. He also does not have a history of younger fucking partners. Most of his partners are within a year or two, or if not even a little like a year or two older than him. and we had interests. Like that's where we developed the connection. We just had shared interests, as opposed to my ex-husband who used grooming tactics on me because he needed somebody who was going to enable his alcoholism. We didn't really have any interests. He mocked every one of my interests, and most of his bored the shit out of me. Like, we didn't really spend time together doing things that the other person liked, and the only thing we really had in common in the relationship was like things that should not matter when it comes to a relationship. So like it wasn't a very fulfilling relationship, and it sucked, and he was low-key mentally abusive. Um she dated wait, well, my mom dated my dad when she was 17 and my dad was 21. Mm. So yeah, so sorry, what I was saying was like 3 years is probably like roughly 3 years is when you're getting into the territory of like you're probably not going to have as many interests with each other. Um Especially like nowadays, like when you go back to like, I'm not sure how old you are, Axel, specifically, but like when you go back to say like the 80s or like the 70s and the 80s and the 90s before the internet was what it is today, like when people had way less, like there was just way less media to consume, first of all, so there was way less and way less fandom spaces, because like the internet wasn't a space where everyone could converge, and it wasn't, right there in your pocket all the time to just talk to 50 million people that were a fan of the same thing you were. So people, more often than not, when you were spending time around each other, it's because you were sharing interests as opposed to just sharing the space like we do nowadays. So that's why, like, also depending on how far back you go looking at people's like parents and their family and stuff, there will be larger age gaps that seem completely normal because, again, shared interests. Like, there is a big difference between, your dad being 5 years older than your mom, and that just, they met while she was working at the fucking diner, and he came in for a fucking coffee, and they were talking about shit in the paper and hit it off. I don't know, whatever. They got shared interests, as opposed to, you know, fucking cousin Bruce's parents, or fucking your friend Bruce's parents or grandparents who met when like, sorry, got together with words, as opposed to like your friend Bruce's parents, grandparents who got together when she was 16 and he was like 35 because her dad lost a card bet. Like, it depends. Like, it depends. Always dated older guys because when I dated a guy younger than me by 1 year younger, he was so mature and guilt tripping me into sending pics. Ugh. Ugh. Never send pics. Honestly, guys, never send pics. Even if you trust the person with your life, do not snap a digital photo of yourself in the buff and do not send it to somebody. Because that shit's toothpaste. Once it's out, it is never going back in. And all it takes is somebody, the wrong person, being pissed off at you. And then, like, bam, somebody who is now trying to befriend your rapist has your nudes and knows your rapist wants them. That's not a personal account of mine. No. But yeah, don't send nudes, guys. It's never worth it. Because you know what? Just go hook up with the person. And if you can't, it's because you probably shouldn't. Oh, my tooth. Also, this all sounds like trauma dumping to you. Oh, no, it's fine. So, trauma dumping actually, what trauma dumping actually is, it's not when someone just, like, info dumps about themselves because you're talking about, like, a related topic. Trauma dumping is when, you approach someone and be going, hey, you're doing a thing, like you're doing this thing that I don't like. You're doing this behavior, it is affecting me negatively, and I don't like it, and I want to talk about it, and I want you to stop it. And the other person responds with, I was raped as a child, though. You can't accost me and come at me about my behavior because I have shit that you don't understand that I'm dealing with, so you need to back off and leave me alone. That's trauma dumping. It's when somebody uses their trauma to avoid accountability for their own behavior. It's not just somebody info dumping about themselves. And I hate that everybody uses that word wrong, because it has guilted everybody who just like randomly drops a factoid about themselves to be like, sorry if I'm trauma dumping, just because it's not happy. Toothpaste is a really good metaphor for permanence, to be honest. Teacher used it to teach us internet safety in elementary school. Yep. The toothpaste analogy I learned in my first in a law class I took in high school, and it's it's a good metaphor for permanence, but it's also a metaphor for like the way it was explained to me is like how that can be used against you, because like, so imagine you're in a courtroom and there's a trial going on, you're in the jury, and the defense says something, the defense attorney says something, states a fact, and it's shocking, it changes your opinion as a jury, and the judge has it stricken from the record. Okay, once it's stricken from the record, oh god, sorry about the ad jump scare. Once it's been stricken from the record, legally as the jury, you are supposed to strike that from your mind and not hold it in consideration for everything else going forward. But that fact that you heard was so shocking, it stays with you. Regardless of the fact that you're supposed to ignore it, it's still going to now influence your decision making from then on, because it's out. You cannot put it back in. And thanks social media for changing the definition of trauma dumping just in general. Thank you for giving the info and educating you on what trauma dumping really is. No problem, Natalie. I see people use it a lot, and it bugs. Like, people use the phrase triggered wrong, and they use the phrase trauma dumping wrong. Trauma dumping is when somebody uses the fact that their own trauma exists as a means of avoiding accountability for their own actions, and somebody being triggered. Literally, okay, so when someone is triggered, it means they are triggered, that someone has some words means someone or something has triggered a PTSD flashback. Okay? So that means the person experiencing the flashback is either put into an emotional or mental state that mirrors the kind of emotional or mental state that they were put in when they were traumatized. And they are put back into that moment, okay? Somebody being upset, somebody being uncomfortable, somebody being angry or loud and aggressive is not inherently somebody that is automatically in the emotional or mental mindset and space that they were during the moment that they were traumatized. Somebody having an emotion does not mean they are triggered. You thinking you've upset someone doesn't mean you've triggered them because they're getting loud, because somebody being loud does not necessarily mean they are currently reliving the moment in which they were raped, assaulted, abused, neglected, etc. Like, I get told constantly by random psychoanalytical people on the internet, like, the amount of, like, professionals that apparently exist on the internet just giving out free therapy, and yet my ass sits here crazy is insane. And it's just, you just sit there and go, oh, Courtney's triggered, she's traumatized, she's reacting out of pain from her trauma, and she's not healed, and I don't know if she'll ever heal from the fact that she was raped as a child, and this is all re-triggering her. Literally nothing about knowing that my sister continues to exist puts me into the emotional or mental mind space where I was getting raped in my sleep as a child by my sibling, or being raped while awake as a toddler by my half-sibling. Okay? Anthony and Sai talking shit is never going to put me in the same emotional headspace or mental space as when I was being raped in my sleep by Lily. And the implication that that's even possible is frankly fucking insulting. Oh, Courtney's upset. She's triggered. Bitches, you don't know what triggered means. I don't get triggered because I am never emotionally or mentally in the state that I was in when I was getting raped by Lily in my sleep, or raped by Cameron while I was awake. under the guise of being house. My PTSD flashbacks come in the form of flashback dreams. I have them at night. Still can't believe that the Darvo. Yeah, well, that's classic Darvo. It's, you know, deny attack DARVO. Deny attack reverse victim and offender. So she denies that she did it, denies that it's even possible, attacks me. Apparently I can't be believed because I'm just some sort of fucking drug addict who's been on heroin for 14 years. Sure. And wait, no, actually I raped her. She keeps calling it a relationship, but I raped her. Okay, yeah, sure. Lily, I was molested by you for years. I was coerced by you for years into letting you molest me. Then I was just molested by you for years, and then you raped me in my sleep for a year. At no point would I ever consider any of that a relationship. I'm pretty sure that's the idea of the incestuous freak raping their sister in her sleep, who said that they thought incest between siblings was like the purest form of love there was. I think that's the fuckhead who would call it a relationship. Oh wait, that's you. She went to Reddit and posted a fucking story pretending to be our father once again, that where she changed the names, but totally reinforces the fact that I apparently raped her, and she went to both our parents about it, and both our parents totally believe her. And but Lily, I thought you said that our parents absolutely hated you and would have believed anything bad about you, but they're gonna just like randomly believe you all of a sudden when, like, I don't know, 15 years later, you're like, oh, Courtney raped me, and that's why she ran away from home. What? Also, why would I buy a door lock for myself if I was the one attacking you? Not to mention, she then goes on to say that she was removed from the house by CPS because she told, like, the government knew that I was raping her, apparently. So the government took her from our house. She had a restraining order placed on me because I apparently raped her, and the government knew this. So the government put like a restraining order on me. But then they just let her go back home to live with me. What? She used your dead name to pretend to be your father? Well, no, but that's the thing. It's a family name. Lily was of the third. Like, our paternal grandfather's name was Gerald. Gerald. What was his middle name? Charles? Is that where Charlie's name comes from? I can't remember. Anyway, so grandfather on the paternal father's side, his name is Gerald. He went by Jerry. Father's name is Gerald David. He went by Gerald David. Lily's birth name was like the first born AMAB child got the father's name, so Lily got the family name. Off topic, but I hate that Sai used the R slur, but serves the queer as the slur, make it make sense. I mean, what do you expect from a Lily fan? Lily claims she bought a lock for her room to keep you out. Lily, just because it was your room before you went to the hospital, and like me and dad literally like renovated it and turned it into my room, and then I bought a door lock to put on that door, doesn't make it your room. Okay, no, honey, no. No. Nice try, but no. And that room wasn't renovated until after you left because dad was literally not paying to fix that room until you weren't in the house. So yeah, so Hello Kitty, she didn't use her dead name. She used her father's name. The problem is, our father's never gone by Jerry, which is the shortened form of Gerald. Our father always went by Gerald or Gerald David because he didn't want to be a Jerry Jr. because our grandfather went by Jerry. So, grandfather went by Jerry, dad went by Gerald to not be a Jerry Jr., and then Lily went by Jerry to not be a Gerald Jr. And she really, really thought that she'd have plausible deniability by either, I wouldn't say anything because it had her dead name on it, or she could say, oh no, I'm just being, it was our father, it wasn't me. Except our father never went by Jerry. Our father always went by Gerald. If she paid attention during her childhood, she would know that, because when our mother was happy with him, it was Gerald. When she was pissed, it was Jerry David. She would literally shorten his fucking name to Jerry because she knew he hated it. Let's also not forget that she literally brags about the damage she did to the fucking room that was then renovated and given to me because nobody wanted to put the rabid fucking animal in the newly renovated room. Lily gonna see this and claim you're dead naming her like June, right? Despite doing it for context. Despite the fact that I'm literally talking about my father and my grandfather. Oh, this family lore you have on her is amazing. I mean, I thought Sai hated Lily. She's got like ridiculous fan behavior for someone who claims to hate Lily. Watches all of her content, consumes all of her fucking fan fiction and media, draws fan art in her fucking server with her fucking server of all of Lily's fucking characters, has new fucking fan art of Lily for every fucking thumbnail she does and any thumbnail Aunt does. Are you calling Lily the rabbit animal? If so, based. Well, I mean, considering she put holes in the walls, she ripped up the carpet, she tore the carpet, she fucked up the ceiling, she busted the floor heater, she fucking burned the ceiling. What else did she do? She broke the window 4 different times. She broke the screen about 12 different times. She ripped the no, Cameron ripped the door off the hinges. The door was taken off the hinges like countless times because of how much she would just slam the door. I doubt Lily cares about you. Well, no shit. What's funny though is like Lily's gone back and forth a number of times about the whole with this whole like I hate Courtney, she freaks me out, I'm scared of her, I want her to stay as fuck away from me, I hope she dies in a ditch too. I love my sister, I don't want anything bad to happen to her, I'd give her a lung if she needed it. Fuck Lily, if you were to give me a lung, I wouldn't even feed it to my cat. How does someone burn a ceiling? I don't know. No, Lily's obsessed enough to try and take her name. I think that's what the Casey thing is about. Yep. Yeah. Lily's brought this up before too. Lily's brought up the fact that like Courtney's only named Courtney because of a pact that our mother and her sisters made years ago. And it's like, well, yeah. Yeah. See, we have on our mother's side of the family, there's mom, well, there's the oldest, there's the second oldest, there's mom, there's the one I'm named after, and then there's the baby. So there's 5 girls on that side of the family, including our mother. And our mother's the middle child, and the second youngest, when she was 3, got hit by a bus and died, and she was buried on her 4th birthday. Her name was Courtney Melora Doppler. She was called Casey for short. That was her nickname. And when she died, the rest of the 3 girls really, because the baby was, in all honesty, too young. The 3 girls got together and they all agreed that whoever had the first AFAB child was going to name that AFAB child after their dead sister. So that was me. So I got named Courtney Pete, obviously, because that's my father's last name, after Courtney Melora Doppler. And my grandfather and Hank called me Casey my entire life because I looked exactly like her when I was little. So Lily trying to change her name to CD Orchard, Casey Doppler Orchard, is her pissily trying to take my namesake because she considers herself the firstborn daughter, regardless of the fact that she's not AFAB, and thinks that it should be her namesake. Sorry, nobody fucking knew what gender you were going to identify as when you grew up, and they got it right on the guess with me. Suffer. It's still my name. The funny thing is like, it's also like, it's also the chosen name of my middleest sister, because she's changed her name recently, and like, literally to Casey, and I'm like, that's so funny. If you ever see me on YouTube, here's the context behind why I have your name in my name. But it was funny though, because I made the joke of like, that's cool, you just took my name as your chosen name. That's fantastic. I love that. Wait, what? She seems really obsessed with the idea of you raping her. Well, yeah, Bridget, because she wants a relationship with me. No, not the surname, the first name. Yeah, Bridget. No, it's like Lily obsessively wants, like, incestuously wants at least wanted a relationship with me at some point in her life. That's why she obsesses over 14-year-old girls, because 14 was the year that she, like, how old I was when I stopped her from raping me. And like between 13 and 14, that's the year she had finally, like the 1 year she had finally ramped up to having the balls to, like, the guts to rape me in my sleep. Before then she was basically just molesting me in my sleep. Um, so she's romanticized the age of 14 because in her mind, we were in a relationship. Can I vent about something I saw on a Discord server about you? Yeah. Go ahead. Kitten. Oh. Hi, Magic. Hi. What's the tea? What's everyone saying about me? I want to know. So no one in this stream has a good relationship with their parents. Listen, we were all brought together by a common denominator, and that's childhood trauma. Which is so funny because people go around, they're like, Courtney gathers victims of childhood abuse. I'm like, no, they just kind of like me because I am aggressively loud and in my own corner, and it inspires them to do the same. I can't find my lighter. I have pants on, they're just shorts. And this is longer than the shorts, so I had to clarify. Ugh, fucking tooth. I'm honestly, Axel, I'm glad to hear that. A lot of us are a lot happier to find one less person instead of one more. Weren't I just holding it? Yeah. It fell in my lap and disappeared. It's one of my superpowers. Oh, it's midnight where I am, so the boyfriend will be home inevitably, probably soonish. So he's gonna come in, and then I'm gonna just be like, all right, I'm ending the stream. Bye, guys. So, keep an eye out for that. Don't be surprised if that happened. Courtney gathers child abuse victims. We just like her because she's real, right? Right. Someone showed a fan art of you with a bong and said, Courtney, if people are depicting you with a bong, you need to stop with the weed or something like that, despite people doing the same with Psy. Oh my god, if people are depicting you with a bong because I smoke my bong on fucking camera? Oh no, guys. The people might know I smoke weed. They realize it's like just legal in my country across the board, right? Not only is it legal, it's a safe for work topic. Like, I could smoke weed and then go to work and they can't fire me. I just can't smoke weed at work. Americans, we are not the same. Courtney gathers child abuse survivors, probably because in my experience, survivors of abuse tend to flock to each other. Or, like, I have a YouTube channel and I sort of kind of make content, and that generally attracts a fan base. And the fan base would be people who relate to the content creator, and most of my content deals with yelling about either my abuse or someone else's abuse. So, uh, maths. 2 plus 2 equals 4. Who'd have thunk? Like, Jesus Christ. If people are depicting you with a bong, you need to stop with the weed. I did. I took a tolerance break over the wedding. We already talked about that. Still illegal on a federal level. Not in Canada. Not in Canada. On a federal level, it is not illegal. Your feds are not our feds. That's sat too long. That's a bad bowl. Oh no, bong shit. Texas also banned Delta 8. That was gross. Delta 8 is crap though. Like, to me, Delta 8 is synthetic weed. Just don't become the 51st state and you'll be fine. Please. The last time America tried to do anything to the states, Britain came in and burnt down your White House. We'll be fine. Most of the war crimes that have been committed and are banned by the Geneva Convention were coined or perfected by Canadians. Try us. People in crypto to attend the parade. Jesus Christ. Canada is not going to become the 51st state. Especially now that fucking Trudeau is gone. I mean, that boob might have caved. People of Hawaii don't want to be here. Listen, when I was like 15 is when I learned that Hawaii was part of the states. I didn't even know Hawaii was a state. I literally thought it was its own kind of, it's like just its own country. I thought it was just Hawaii. USA likes war crimes. Yeah, but I mean, you guys can't commit them properly. Nobody commits war crimes like Canada. Even during World War II, when like America and Germany were both like, listen, we're gonna stop with the trench raids because they're just needlessly violent. Like, it's getting bad. Canada said, hold my timmies, and we started going harder. The entire world was like, listen, this is a little much, and Canada was like, oh, so it's just us then? It's I shouldn't be so proud of it, but I mean, I am. It was its own island once. I just thought it was always its own thing. I found out it was an American, and I was like, wait, what? And then I found out Pearl Harbor is in Hawaii, and I was, wait, what? We don't learn American, at least when I was in school, we didn't learn American history. What did we need American history for? We had our own fucking internment camps during World War II. We're locking up our own fucking people. The Queen of Hawaii was forced to hand it over. There was a Queen of Hawaii. That just sounds like a ceremony. That sounds like a plant. Not too. I'm sorry, that sounded rude. I don't even know how to reword it to not sound rude. I don't know, that just sounds like the name of a flower. The Queen of Hawaii. My teeth. My pain meds are wearing off, and I don't have any more. Sorry, that was loud. Don't know. Japan was brutal. See, I miss my other bong, to be quite honest, because I honestly have an answer to the whole like, oh, um, if people are depicting you with a bong, you need to stop. But I used to hold up the clear bong and I was like, do you see all this shit in it? That's what my lungs look like. It was the PSA to not smoke. What are you talking about? I do good things with my bong. Canada ever did become the 51st state, we would like poison you all with the coffee and then just like take over and be like, all right, so okay, we're gonna do things a little differently here, eh? Sorry, but we're gonna change things up a bit. I'm sorry, I just read what Bridget wrote in the chat. Internment camps are coming back? Wow, you guys are fucked. I don't know why everybody thinks the States is so great sometimes, because I mean, like, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Look at this. Jesus. El Salvador. Isn't that in Mexico? I'm bad at geography. Yeah, that's in Central America. Meow. I'm surprised you didn't know. Listen, I stay blissfully on. I learn about the news on Twitter. I don't know jack. I stopped paying attention to it because it's like I'm just gonna, I don't know, shoot myself in the fucking face or something if I keep listening. I'm not actually going to, but oh no, oh no, there I go, venting directly to minors again. Grabbing immigrants off the streets and sending them to El Salvador's worst prisons. They're sending people to El Salvador. Wait. So they've turned El Salvador into the Russian gulag? Or are you guys talking about Alcatraz? Because I know they were talking about opening Alcatraz back up. Shout out to my emotional support Canadian. She volunteered herself. I'm so confused. The States confuses me. No, it's El Salvador. Okay, alright. They want to bring back Alcatraz for the worst criminals. Okie dokie. All right, I was just mixing up a couple of different things I read. I have seen the people pretending to be ICE agents and kidnapping people. Is it weird that I'm a Mexican yet I've never been to Mexico? I mean, not really. Watching from Australia, like, uh-oh. Yeah, you guys are safe. Don't nobody want none of that. That's why you were sent there to begin with. Fucking raining spiders. Y'all's ancestors were sent there to die. Is it Australia and some shit right now? Who isn't right now? Yeah, everyone and their fucking boomer dog acting like trans people existing is a new thing. I mean, Canada's doing fine, except for the price of fucking groceries. Hi, baby. Hi. Ugh. Aren't they also like, I don't know if this is true. I kind of fucking just read it while I was skimming the internet. Are they actually also like rounding up like not immigrants, but indigenous and native people to like deport them? Where are you supposed to like deport the Cherokee people to, or like the Cree people to? So they literally started there. The weed's killing me, guys. That was magic. But she says hello too. Batman is Batman is right here. Standing up. Sort of. He's not standing, but probably thought they were Mexicans. I don't think Puerto Ricans want to be Americans. I'm pretty sure y'all are happy. Like, I'd be happier being a Puerto Rican than American. I'm just happy not being American, to be honest. I hate these bangs. I know, like, everybody likes them. They say they look cool and everything, and they worked for the wedding. They're great for the ears, but I fucking hate these bangs so much. I don't do blonde. Blonde is an interim color. Blonde is where I am between colors. Blonde means my hair is half done, and this bugs the shit out of me. Excuse me. Said he wasn't dark enough to be native, so he must be Mexican. What the fuck? What the fuck? Grandfather, why did it put an emoji? Not tooth. Most of my family went statehood for Puerto Rico. Viva la Puerto Rico! I know that was French. I'm also getting rid of most immigrants attending college here, but that's like everybody attending college. Sorry. Listen, Americans are notoriously stupid. Like, everybody knows that. In terms of y'all's education, you're fucking dumb. I'm sorry, but it's true. Don't get me wrong, Canada's not that much better if we're really gonna consider all things, because there's like 15 to 20 other countries that automatically their kids learn 2 to 3 languages just on basis, and they're just smarter than all of us combined. Meow. It's more racial profiling if you're brown. Clearly, you're not born here. Oh, your ancestors have been here before Jamestown. Yeah, you're clearly lying. Off you go. Just the parents, though. You got poop zoomies? Yeah. My tooth hurts. My drugs are wearing off. I'm doing more ibuprofen. This is the aspirin. I'm doing more aspirin. I'll find another bottle of something somewhere. Oh, wow, that sounded bad. No, I've got muscle relaxers in the house somewhere. Can't say much about immigration, to be quite honest. I'm a newfie. We were our own place up until like after World War II. I'm barely Canadian. Messenger? Oh, the boyfriend message. Oh, Jesus, Magic, you stink. Ugh. Oh my God, you smell so bad. Yeah, you do. Stinky. What the fuck did you eat? Ugh. They don't want Chinese people here, period. I don't know why, but my brain at first read that as they don't want Chinese people to have a period. And wait, what? The tangerine terror. Well, Elon already admitted to buying the fucking election. Elon and Trump breaking up on Twitter was really funny, though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just clicking shit now. I'm even paying attention to what I'm doing. Mostly because I'm getting distracted by the pain in my face. I'm probably gonna cut the stream soon. Because I hurt. I'm starting to lose focus. And Jesus, that cat stinks. What am I feeding you? Oh my God. During Pride Month, right? I think the whole vote rigging thing is going to court. Oh, not just yet, but soon. Soon, Windy Bro. I don't know. I was going to do stuff, but then I started talking and I just jabber. That's what I do. Professional shit talker. Also, I meant to start it a lot earlier in the month, to be honest, not 2 weeks into the month, but I'm going to buckle down like next week in the like the afternoons and start working on that series I said I was gonna do on grooming. Um, I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna tackle it yet, or how like quite long it's gonna be. I'm still working out the structure of it. So if you guys have suggestions or stuff you want to see in there, or anything you want me specifically to include or cover, let me know, and I'll consider it. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure out how to tackle it in general, because I don't want it to be like an opinion piece. It's not my opinion on what grooming is. I want it to like actually be factually correct. Not to say that opinions can't be factually correct, but y'all know what I mean. I want it to be literally a point of a source of information for people going forward. They want to ban gay marriage. Oh yeah, because like marriage works so fucking well for anybody to begin with. Just ban marriage, fuck it. I don't think government marriages should be a fucking thing, to be honest. Why do you need to know if I'm having a sex life or not? Period. At least you're trying. I mean, yeah. Mostly spite, let's be quite fucking honest. So many people, I get tired of people going, you can't talk about this on the internet. I'd be like, I'm just going to double down and talk about it more. You're not qualified to do this. You're not a reliable source of information. I don't trust you as a source of information. That's cool. I don't need to be a trusted source of information for you because you're not somebody who vets their fucking sources, clearly. I know that because the amount of people who will, like, boost Lazy Bedhead's video about Gabe, but then turn around and say, I'm not a reliable source of information about it is funny because they don't seem to realize that I was a source of information for Lazy to make her video. Vote for me, you'll never have to worry about voting ever again. I mean, just don't vote and you never have to worry about voting, period. God, animating is so hard. How do people do it? Goddamn, I've seen videos of people animating shit and I've gone, oh, I'm never animating. Hiccups. Son of a bitch. Sorry, dying. They plan on banning abortions, no exceptions. I thought abortions were already banned. Oh, no exceptions. Excuse me. Yeah, well, you're just gonna, not you specifically, but, you know, banning abortions is just gonna see a rise in dead babies. If your name on your birth certificate doesn't match your ID, then you can't vote. Clearly meant to target trans people, but married women hijacked that. I mean, that's exactly what I would have gone with. That's so stupid. If your name on your birth certificate doesn't match your ID, then you can't vote. What's the name on your birth certificate? Donald? What's the name on your wife's birth certificate? Donald? What country is your wife's birth certificate from, Donald? Your mail order bride of a wife. I mean, if we're deporting immigrants, free that woman back to her family. Sorry, the boyfriend messaged. If people are forced to give birth, what's stopping the parent from killing the baby after then, right? I mean, like, I don't know if you guys remember a case that happened, it was either last year, maybe the year before, this, like, 18, 19-year-old, like, high school, college student, I can't remember, she was still living with her parents, but she wasn't a minor, I don't think, that's why I say 18 or 19. She was, like, fucking pregnant and went to the hospital with, like, stomach pains and went into the bathroom of the hospital, gave birth to a child, put that child in a garbage bag, in a garbage can, and then put another garbage bag on top of it open, like opened a new garbage bag and put it in the lining of the garbage bin, and then walked back to her bed and laid down and pretended like nothing fucking happened. And then the woman who went to clean that bathroom, like maybe an hour or so later, found a dead infant in the bathroom that had suffocated on those garbage bags. You're just gonna see more of that. You're just gonna see more people hiding their pregnancies and then disposing of infants in garbage cans and in garbage bags and in plastic bags on the side of the road. Because you can't force somebody to want to be a mother. Andrea Yates, 5 children drowned in her bathtub. See, okay, but Andrea Yates, I would argue, is definitely more of a, like a case, that one's like a look into postpartum psychosis. Because Andrea Yates had kids back to back to back to back to back. And she started struggling with postpartum depression after the first kid. And she just kept having children, which compounded the postpartum depression along with the stress and the anxiety of dealing with that many children and by herself. And she didn't really have a lot of support from family. That woman, not that I'm saying that it like it changes or defends what she did, but that woman was a victim of postpartum psychosis. It has happened to a good number of women, Most of the coverage of it has been from women in the States, but yeah, that's definitely a case of postpartum psychosis, because most of the time when you look at those cases, especially when it's very clearly postpartum psychosis, those people have like three, four, five, and six kids, like more kids than and they're very very close in age, like they're back to back to back to back kids. That means that woman is spent in literally fucking emotional and hormonal fucking roller coaster land constantly, because you're either, you're fucking either postpartum or you're fucking pregnant hormonal, or you're postpartum or you're pregnant hormonal, and eventually something's gonna snap. Prom night dumpster babies, that too. Remember hearing in Japan it was made common for them to put their babies in coin lockers. Interesting. Adriana Smith is not able to rest in peace because she's 9 weeks pregnant. She's been dead for 4 months, but she's forced by a life support against her family's wishes. Yeah, I've heard about that. Isn't Donald's real name Trump? No, I'm pretty sure Donald Trump's family is German immigrants. No, no, his last name is Trump. Where? Sorry, I'm looking for something. He was born in Queens. He is of German and Scottish descent. Oh, that's why you like the Nazis so much, dude. Was Daddy one? Oh, you're okay. So you're yeah. So Trump's grandparents, his paternal grandparents, were German immigrants. Um, I wonder. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting distracted. Can't even see chat. Some pro-life person was found with multiple aborted fetuses in her fridge. Oh my god. She went to a hospital for the headache. Doctors didn't tend to her, so she died. Her family's not allowed to bury her until the corpse is made to give birth to likely to a dead baby. Yeah, you know what? People can judge me all they want for this, but like, it's real easy to unplug shit in a fucking hospital, okay? If her family wanted her life to end naturally, it'd be fucking done already. Like, no. I don't fucking accept that. Like, some doctor said, someone said legally no, we have the right to keep her alive. Literally nothing is stopping you from the second you're alone with that girl to just unplug absolutely fucking everything. Put a pillow over her fucking face. Just do it. Just fucking end her suffering. But you don't got the balls to do it. Like, no. I'm sorry. That's just fucking grow a pair. Do something. Oh, what are you gonna do? Get charged? All right. Fucking take it. Like a man. Cause like, what's gonna happen to that kid after it's born? The family doesn't want it, so it's gonna what, go into fucking government custody. We got another baby in the fucking system, and I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, Adriana is a woman of color, correct? So it's a baby of color that's in the correct in the fucking uh child protective system, which, those get even more notoriously abused than like any of them. pro-lifers aren't pro-lifers because they're not about like being about life. They're just about forced procreation. They're just about forcing a woman to carry to term. They don't give a fuck what happens after that. They don't give a flying fuck about a fetus. They only care about a uterus. Because, like, I'm sorry, if you're going to sit there and you're literally going to be like, oh, nobody should have an abortion, I mean, how many kids have you adopted? If you don't have at least 2 adopted children, then shut the fuck up. Easily. I'm gonna charge them with murder and child abuse. Yeah, well, you know what? If your family member suffering is that important for you to end, and it's, you know, you're that disgusted by the fact that somebody's trying to force her to be a literal fucking corpse of an incubator, then you'd take that. Because you know what? You'd get charged with murder and child abuse, but that doesn't mean a jury is gonna convict you. Well, that's the secret there, Venus. There's more medical bills. Well, no, they don't adopt because they don't want to be responsible for like the funding of a child's life, you know? And they feel that they should get that choice. It's almost like they're pro-choice, but their choice is to force somebody to house a parasite in an organ they have in their body. Make it make sense. And I mean, I've had 2 abortions, so being Dumpf. Trump's last name being Dumpf. Oh, Trump is annoying. I need to advocate for free school lunches. That's something I don't get. Like, you're gonna mandate that they be in the school, but you're not gonna pay to feed them. Oh, well, what if the kids who aren't from, you know, families that aren't poor eat the eat the lunch? What if? Oh my God. Oh my God, what if the kid eats? What if the kid feels like they're in a safe environment that's going to give them the things that they need? Oh no. Think of the children. Adopted children are more likely to be abused than biological children. Yeah. Even biological children are abused. There's the fact that like I the unfortunate reality of the society we live in is now you gotta fucking side eye anybody who's gonna want it, who even wants to be a fucking foster parent and whatever for like kids to even have a safe place to go to, because like, well, why do you want somebody else's kid? Like, what do you mean, like, why do you want to do that? Is it because of the money you get? Because like the 9 times out of the 10, the ones that get like the foster homes that get outed for abusing kids, they have like 12 of them because they get so much fucking money from the stimulus checks. They'll say free school lunches isn't a right. Like, starving children is more of a right than actually feeding them to live. Like, uh, okay, but you know, someone something somewhere said your body, my choice forever. Your dollar, my choice, fuck you. Uh. Oh, yeah, her 6-year-old? Yeah, I do remember Ruby Frankie talking about her 6-year-old. Does anyone remember the Staufers? Micah Stauffer? Stauffer? I don't know how the fuck you say that. They adopted a little fucking a little Asian boy from China, I believe it was, and he was very heavily developmentally delayed, like very high needs, and they abused the shit out of him and then just kind of fucking sold him. That was before even Ruby Frankie. Ruby Frankie was going to adopt too. She was going to do the same thing that the Staufers did. She was going to adopt a kid to use for fucking social media. And literally, the only reason that she chose not to adopt was because there were caveats that she couldn't put the kid on social media. So she's like, actually, I don't want to adopt now. Like, I didn't really specifically come from a low income family to the point where we didn't have lunch for school. It wasn't always the lunch that we wanted for school. Like, yeah, I have like my friends who lived, whose parents had more money than my parents. They had stuff in their lunch that I wanted in mine, but we didn't have. Or like we had the no name version of it. But we had to pay for school for lunches at school. Yeah. And like there was a hot lunch program where like once a week, usually on Fridays, there'd be like Dairy Queen brought into the school or whatever, and whoever's parents paid into that program, then they would get that lunch. We never got that because we being me and Lily, because our parents were fucking well, our father was fucking cheap. Right. Might head out if my boyfriend gets home before stream ends. Wants to call him before bed. That's based. My boyfriend's on the way home, so I'm gonna be probably deacon out as soon as he walks in the door. But yeah, growing up, like we never needed the school lunch. Was there even one? Not in elementary school, but there was in junior high and there was in high school. Um, I started working by 14 though, so I just bought lunch whenever I wanted. Yeah, never mind. I don't have a very fair judge of that because I got my first job at 14, so I had my own money pretty quickly, and it was like, if I want lunch, I'm going to buy lunch. And, I stopped being responsible for making Lily's lunch once Lily became responsible for making her own lunch at like 14, so yeah, around the time I started buying my own lunch, I didn't give a shit about what she ate, so works from 2:30 to 10:30. My goodness. My boyfriend's at the bar. My tooth. I'm going to start paying for lunches and breakfast at high school. Yeah. See, we had free breakfast in our elementary school, but it was just like toast with like peanut butter or jam or cheese whiz, and we'd go to that. I'd go to that because we didn't have cheese whiz at home and I wanted cheese whiz on my toast. Your mom always made you lunches. That's good. That's cool. We had our lunches made for us until probably junior high. And then we were expected, well, and then I was expected to make them. And then I got a job and I was like, well, I ain't making lunch anymore. So then Lily figured out pretty quickly to get her own lunch. So she wouldn't make a lunch and then she'd bitch about being hungry all day because she wouldn't make herself a lunch. And it's like, well, you're 15 to 17 to, you're 15 to 18 years old. Fucking make yourself a lunch, you useless twat. But no, that bitch wants everything handed to her on a silver fucking platter. Probably why she's so fucking fat. Sorry, boyfriend's messaging me. Trump certainly ain't making it great, let alone great again. I mean, Jesus Christ. Sorry, I was just reading Pickle's comment. In my high school, if you have the money, you can eat as many burgers as you want, like straight up. I was friends with this small girl that ate like 10 burgers every day. I'd accept it if she was 8, but 15. Yeah, no. Lily didn't do shit. Like, Lily loved to use weaponized incompetence to not have to do shit. And it's I've explained this before, and Lily tried to say that I said she used weaponized incompetence with me, and like one of her fans tried to be like, that's only ever used in a relationship, and like it's weird because it's like Courtney wants to be in a relationship with you, and it's like, first of all, I never said that you used weaponized incompetence with me directly. I said you used weaponized incompetence to get out of doing your chores, and then because the chores still needed to be done, our parents would turn around and expect me to pick up the slack instead of doing it themselves or making you do them again. Like, you used weaponized incompetence with our parents, and then our parents put the load of your chores onto me. That's nothing. Oh, so stupid. Lily's fans are so fucking dumb. Like, their lack of comprehension of shit is so stupid. And they still come out of the woodworks every once in a while to talk at me, and they're like, literally one of them show up under my video talking about my abuse at my siblings' hands, being like, none of this makes any sense. And it's like, how does none of this make any sense? What are you fucking talking about? And they're like, this isn't even physically possible for a 7-year-old to do. I'm like, where in my very fucking detailed timeline did you define something that a 7-year-old isn't physically capable of doing? Because that doesn't show up. That only shows up in Lily's retelling of my accusations, in which she rewrites them to sound like it couldn't be possible. Because she likes to tell people that I claimed that she raped me when I was in diapers. She's only a year and a half older than me. She too would have been in diapers. No, I never said that. I said that I have every reason to suspect that Cameron started abusing me when I was in diapers. Cameron, who is 6 years older than me, so he would have been 6. Now, does that also mean someone was probably abusing Cameron? Yes, but that's not my fucking problem, and I don't really give a shit. Just like, obviously, for Lily to start fucking coercing me into letting her molest me at 7, and then all the way up until fucking 10 when I stopped, and then she started molesting me in my sleep until 14, 13, when I was 13 and she was 14, and then she started raping me for a year. The only reason that happens is because obviously somebody abused Lily. I realize that. I also do not give a flying fuck, and it's not my problem, so. Knowing where someone's shit stems from doesn't really change what they did. I had to learn to cook when I was 7 because my parents smoked during the day, so I had to cook my own snacks and lunch after school. Jesus. It's not possible for a 7-year-old to do the thing. Well, that's the funny thing, too, is like, Lily will sit there and be like, oh, it's not possible for me to have raped Lily when I was 7 and she was 6. Was like, well, no, I never said that it was. And then she'll turn around and be like, oh, but, you know, when I was 14 and she was 13, Courtney started raping me for a year and just stopped when we were 15. And it's like, what? What? Excuse you, what? The last time I saw Cameron in person? 15 years? Yeah, 15 years, when I took off from the house and before I left for Montreal. Right around the time my grandmother died on my father's side, because the other one died when I was 4. Boop, 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 boop. Wait, you're a year younger, Lily, you're more mature sibling. Yeah, Axel, I was parentified as fuck. Oh yeah, he was in the comment section of my videos. That's true. You're right there, Venus. Physically, the last time I saw him was like 17 years ago. 15 years ago. I thought that I had seen him a couple of months ago. I thought that he was potentially following me, but I turned out to be wrong. It wasn't him that I saw. Yeah, he's got 2 of them. Your story's always been consistent. I've been told by Lily's sycophants that it changes all the time, and it's like, no, it doesn't. It got clarified by Lily's own admissions. By Lily going, this happened at this time and Courtney did it to me, and it's like, okay, so at this point in time is when you started doing this thing to me. Thanks for letting me know. And it's like, that's not the story changing. That's you yourself giving me clarifying information, you dumb bitch. So what'd you miss? Nothing fun, really. The boyfriend is halfway home. Lily's one that changes all the time. Yeah. Lily just doesn't make any sense whatsoever, and it's just like she's just Lily just has like random little stories that she's made up and like just to throw them in at a no you where it's like mine follows a timeline because it's a series of events that actually happened. uh Oh yeah, before Courtney came out, I beat the shit out of my sister over a remote control. I punched her 15 times in the stomach. She hit the ground crying and then called our hit the ground and then called our father crying crocodile tears. Okay, sure, Lily. After Courtney actually knows she did it to me. Oh, and don't forget. Oh, let me post this picture of me and Courtney to be like, she's bigger than me. I couldn't have possibly have raped her. It's like, well, no, Lily, that's because I mean, at that point in time, you were simply coercing me into letting you do shit, and that was around the year that I stopped letting you do that, and you had to start sneaking into my room and doing stuff to me in my sleep because you couldn't force me to do things because I was twice your size. That's why you had to resort to coercion and waiting for me to be asleep. Sure, it happened to her. That's why in her fan fiction she romanticized wanting to have a relationship with her sister. Yeah, and it's always the younger fucking sister too. You know, she totally brought a door for her lock and like totally has like been keeping it a secret for years that I snuck into her room to rape her apparently and blackmailed her into it. That's why it's never ever been brought up the amount of times she likes to victimize her fucking trauma, and that's totally why the arc exists, and that's why she deleted it, because it's representative of what I did to her and not at all what she did to me. Oh wait, the Violet arc was deleted because it's exactly what I said it was, a depiction of what she did to me. Lily herself, who says that her biggest kink is enmeshed siblings. Honey, that's emotional incest. Um, Regular people don't just share their kinks to their fandom. That's a child groomer tactic. So have you thought of an actual title for your stream yet? No, that is the title. Stream title here. I really think I'm funny sometimes. In fact, the entire comic was deleted when her Tumblr got banned. It was not. She had Michaela draw all of that. You think she doesn't have that backed up somewhere? She's even said herself that she does. She just, doesn't want to go through all the different hard drives she has in her drawer. What do you got so many hard drives do you need to keep for, Lily? Why do you not want to bother going through any of them? Is it because there's a lot of child porn on some of those? Ever heard of Crane Wives? No? Do I want to? Oh, it's a band. Whee! Where's my chat? There it is. What comic? Oh, Polka Madhouse. Before she figured Lizzie could sue. She couldn't have, but okay. Yeah, that one's magic. The Smell of Princess. The name change was never corrected in Violate. I mean, yeah, Violate was an arc in which
Um, the fucking Gardevoir. I don't even want to talk about it. It's just gross. I hate that one so much because it's just the literal apology where it's like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry. I put a lock on my door to keep you out." Like, bitch, no, I'm not. I'm not sorry. I'm sorry I didn't get one sooner. I'm sorry I didn't stab you in the fucking throat any chance that I got. I'm sorry I didn't beat your fucking face to a goddamn pulp. I'm sorry I didn't let you drown in the fucking duck pond. I'm sorry I didn't push you into fucking traffic at every turn. I'm sorry you made it out of infancy, you fucking mistake. Ugh. That one pisses me off so much just because it has a literal depiction of her trying to like have somebody apologize for basically have me apologize for what she did to me. Also, no, I think it also has something to do with the fact that Psy's little fan base just loves to make fan art of that one and like, oh, I love it so much. I love it when somebody makes the literal depiction of the incest baby that Lily wanted and tried to knock me up with. I love it when somebody makes fan art of that. That's my favorite thing in the fucking world. Oh my God. Please continue to make fan art for the incestuous pedophile and her fucking fantasies about what she wanted to do to me when I was a literal child. You fucking freaks. Lily lives in a madhouse. I fucking wish. See, when she lived in the hospital, her roommate that she had for a time literally took his own eyeball out with a pen that he had smuggled into the room. And I really wish that he had done it to her instead. Like she claims that she was nearly blinded by a sudden incident of getting stabbed in the eye with a pen. I wish that were true. I wish that kid took out her fucking eyeball because then she probably would have stayed in the hospital longer. I think she made you her persona like as like a cop out. Yeah, no, it's 100%. So in Poke Madhouse, the comic depiction of Lily is actually what Lily wants out of me. And then the Gardevoir is what she wants to do, like be free to do herself, if that makes sense, right? So I am in her sick, twisted mind when she looks at that panel. I am her, and she is the Gardevoir. So she is apologizing to me for raping me, or she is admitting to me to my face for that she raped me, and then has me apologize to her for being mad about it. I love it. I love it so much. I hate it. Do you think there could have been anything done to make Lily a better person? No. Maybe. Probably, but the thing is, like, I don't care if she's a good person or not. The world would be a better place if she didn't exist. Just simply put. Like, there's no point in starting over from scratch when you should just, like, throw the whole fucking page out. You know what I mean? Just like move on to a different fucking recipe. Like put that one away. Something went wrong and not everything needs to be fixed. Some things just need to be eradicated. Lily being one of them. Pedophiles in general being one of them. Incestuous freaks being another. But can't do Stockholm. I wrote that one. And when people called her out, she backpedaled and said, no, it wasn't me. Someone was pretending to be me. Actually, Pickles, the year that she started denying Stockholm, I think within the same month, actually, that she started denying Stockholm, a couple of weeks before she started denying that she wrote it, a man in Nova Scotia got charged and convicted for multiple child sexual exploitation crimes, one of them being in possession of, distributing, consuming, and one other charge involving
child sexual exploitation material that was specifically written fictional material that had no imagery actual images whatsoever. So it was only once somebody got convicted federally of a charge involving shit that she has done herself did she start denying it was in a charge that basically establishes Stockholm as child porn, did she start denying that she ever wrote it. Up until the point that it was ever legally defined by like a precedent by a court case of it being defined as child porn, she was bragging about the fact that she wrote it and how bad it was and the shit that was in it and the fact that it was going to be worse, but Nintendo got cried and begged Lily to change it, so they changed it. She was bragging about all of that and talking about it all the time up until the point a man in the same province as her got convicted of the same kind of shit. Then she started denying it that very same month. It wasn't even that anybody called her out when she started backpedaling. She started backpedaling the moment she realized she could face consequences for that. All right, boyfriend's home. I'm going to cut that here. I had fun. I will try and stream again tomorrow, if not, probably Monday. Thanks for hanging out, you guys. It's always a good time. Smooch! I will see you later.